Hello and welcome to Trucking Answers. It's another Roller Wiener Monday. That's correct. We are here every Monday at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time, which is what it is right now. This week, Schneider says no to Canada, eh? They go, hey, Canada, we're not coming up there anymore. Winter storm Izzy close to the East Coast, but do drivers stop driving? No, they just get in accidents everywhere and make the news. Nice. I saw some covenant with doubles. What's up with that? The reason I saw it is because it's in the news. There was an accident. A wrong-way driver it hit the Covenant truck, but he was pulling SD's doubles. So, really? CRST pays $90,000 a year. Really? I want to hear from a CRST driver solo. That's how they're advertising this. Who's running regional, making $90,000 a year. The average driver stays at their company 229 days now through a recent survey of drivers. Isn't that interesting? Well, that is really something. And we, of course, have a lot of other things going on, and we'll see what you have to say about these and all other things. So there. Let's see. Today we had John Loader was first on my screen, and then Captain Cleaner Wiener come in. Hello there. George Wilson is here. Gary Goler's here. Hey, what's going on? The Grumpy Trucker's here from St. Louis. Boy, it's nice, isn't it? Is there still snow on the ground there? We barely got any snow here, so I was super happy. Creature 937. Morning from snow-covered Kentucky. I know it went just around me. I was like in the middle of a U. Super happy about that. George Wilson's in Montgomery Heights, Illinois. Really? Light flurries? Yeah, nothing's going to stick at the moment, I don't think. Montgomery Heights, is that a suburb of Chicago? It sounds like it. So zigzag around. James Morrow. Let's see, from Tampa at 61. Nice. 61. Super good. We won't see that for a couple of more months. Blues Truckers here. Good afternoon. Daniel is here from Kentwood. Yeah, glad I got the UCFD up. Yes, we are up and running. TruckingAnswersNation.com/UCFD. Let's get it done. Let's take action and make things happen. If we just complain, nothing's going to happen. It's time to take action. May start some action next weekend. We'll see what's going on. Well, I-70 in Ohio around Zanesville is not fully cleared. Really? Yeah, I was thinking that about the Indiana border was about it. And it was a mess. Joan Harper's here. Hello. Hey, what's going on? Did you miss everything down there? I think so. Ansel and Penelope Rain Blossom Smith are here, the longest name on YouTube. Hello, what's happening? Night Ranger is here with Sister Christian. Hope everyone is safe and well from Pueblo, the home of pamphlets from the United States government. Everybody remember that? Right to Pueblo, Colorado, 313, whatever it was. Who remembers that? Probably just me. Mark, you're really old. Captain Flatbed is here. Arthur, hello. From Utah, George Costanza's here. It is Roller Wiener time. Brian Brock, hey, what's going on? Sliding down the dock doors in Quincy. Litter Sparkle, will ABF or Old Dominion have you? I think so. And so Penelope, right, ABF for the win. Probably pays better with better benefits. I think you get a pension, right, at ABF. That's nice. Depending how old you are, I guess. Not that you're old, but I mean, if you go into a place with a pension, you're 64. Pension's not going to help as much. So something to consider. It's a good idea if you're younger to get started with a pension. Would be a better idea, I think. Johnny Albert, hey, you made it in today. That's awesome. That's awesome. It's good to see you. Akis, hey, what's going on? Thank you very much for that. Why do flatbedders drive fewer miles than a van? Are they not given long distance assignments? Well, it depends where you are. I know there's a driver on here from Melton, and he's getting these long distance runs. But when I ran a flatbed, no, I did not get long runs. I had, regularly short runs this side of Mississippi. So, yeah, you just didn't get as many miles as vans then. It depends where the company goes, though. Get a long-distance flatbed company, and you can put miles on also, just like a van. It just depends where you go. Ask the company what their average length of haul is. So if you want a longer run, get a company that has long lengths of haul, and they should be able to tell you. If they can't tell you, that's a problem. What is your average length of haul? And so you want something, 1,500 miles or something like that, rather than 208 miles. You're going to get all these short runs. It's important. Hello from Alabama, where it's cloudy and 38. That's not terrible. I mean, that's warmer than it is here. 27 and cloudy here at World Headquarters in Lafayette, Indiana. Flat highway. You hear about the driver who tried to bobtail with 16 illegal immigrants. Yes. So the truck was all leaned over on the side. If you saw a picture of it, got pulled over somewhere down in Texas, of course, and all these people piled out of his bobtail. And I couldn't quite see the name on the truck. Oh, I wish I could have seen the name of that truck. He went running, and they caught him, of course. Hey, don't smuggle people in the United States, all right? It's not good for the people or you. Everybody goes to jail. Ironically, the only people that don't go to jail are all the illegals in the truck, probably. He's the one that's going to go to jail. Either way. Don't do it. Ban chicken hauler for that report. Yeah, anything over about 50 right now gets banned. I mean, come on, it's winter. I'm so annoyed with travel restrictions in Pennsylvania. Commercial vehicles 45 in the right lane. It's just raining 40. They said they were going to ban, and have all these restrictions for the next few days. Because the problem is it gets a little snow and then everybody gets out on the road. So I agree with you. It should be weather dependent, if anything. Carthage Studios, hello. He released the Wieners. Right, it's about time. He marking everyone from northern Utah going to Washington. Sam, that's not bad. Grafton, what's going on? John, okay, officially cancel my subscription to winter. Refund my use of summer days. I hope you have some saved up. It hasn't been bad here yet. And it's only 2 months. What happened to those trailer tails? Trucking companies must have found out that aerodynamic ability is as efficient as a Flintstone. It doesn't seem to work, and drivers don't use them. Very rarely do I see them open on these. I see them driving down the street with them closed. Been on my company almost 4.5 years. Yeah, you're a long term compared to some people. 229 days is the average. And probably because that's about the time drivers start thinking about when their sign-on bonus runs out. Be safe, drivers around Fort Wayne. Back to black ice. Nice. Right, we just missed it. Almost every CRSC truck I see has teams. Midlife trucker. Yeah, that's what I thought too. But they were advertising for solo regional drivers at $90,000. I'm like, no way. No way. Joan Harper has snow from last night. It snowed a little, not much. Just crossover. And not terrible. Not nearly what everybody on the East Coast got. Club Coyote opens at 8 p.m. on Tuesday. Flat Highway. Sweet. Covenant is always pulled for the LTL companies. Night Transportation is their own doubles, like for JCPenney. Joe, wow. How'd you like to be on the JCPenney account? Boy, I'd be nervous every day they're going to call me and tell me that it closed. JCPenney. Yeah, I've just never seen Covenant pulling a set of doubles for Estes. Impressive. Doing a 34 in Huber Heights. Good amount of snow. Far. What's up from upstate New York? Gear Jammer, did snow up there? I bet. I went west, young man. Arizona and 50. That's the way. So you looked at the weather. Unlike all the drivers, did you see the pictures of drivers in North Carolina, Virginia, and all that? All driving off of bridges, clogging up the roads. Does nobody look at the weather? In Reno, it's cold and sunny, 37. That's not bad up there. Hello and happy Monday to all my brothers and sisters of the Super Slab. Oh, mine's Super Slab. I like it. I see Covenant with doubles quite a bit on 80, and those in U.S. Express. I guess I just have never seen him pulling doubles. I saw the picture. I'm like, Covenant doubles, and I feel bad for the driver. There was a wrong way driver on the interstate, and he ran right into this Covenant truck, so they didn't do anything wrong. Although they'll probably still get sued about it. And they will because the truck was disabled and, somebody went to the hospital. They will have to take a drug test. So that's nice. Stuck in Fort Wayne, Indiana because the finals closed today due to it being Martin Luther King Day, JL Travels. Isn't that great? Yeah, is anybody getting this as a paid holiday? I do not. So, and some people get it off. I'm not getting a paid holiday today. So, does anybody get it paid? Other than the post office. I think that's about it, right? Hey, Mark from Long Beach, California. Dan, nice. Keep the weather to yourself out there. So there, it said be there in the news till last night. All right, that's good. I'm running Cheeseman. Oh, where do we go here? Oh, Akis, what is your my average length of haul is 175 miles because I do the same thing every day. So I just go to Cincinnati and back 350 miles a day. So I do 175 a day, being home every day. But I mean, on the road, if you want loads where you're not going to have to be unloading every day, get a company that has a long average length of haul. If their average length of haul is 1,400 miles, you're probably not going to be stopping every day to unload. But then if somebody says our average length of haul is, 93 miles or something, that's a real problem, and you're going to be stopping every day. I guess it's not a problem as long as you know it up front. That's what I'm saying. I remember Pueblo. Do you remember writing in? You could write in. Ask for pamphlet 3172. At U.S. Government Pamphlet Division or whatever, Pueblo, Colorado. And then they would send you these pamphlets about every kind of subject in the whole world. Oh, those were the days. Pension, indeed, when years of service and age equal 80. Yeah, exactly. Okay, but all I'm saying is that if you go into a place when you're older and they have a pension, it won't help you as much as if you start there when you're like 22. Like I have a friend, he makes, I've told you, he makes these, the cup holders when you go to Wendy's or whatever and they put all your cups in that cardboard thing. He makes those cardboard things. That's a union shop. He's been there, I don't know, 26 or 27 years. So his pension is going to be a lot bigger, and he still has many years to go. So if you would start there when you're 60, your pension would be much more poquito. How about that? I remember Pueblo, Colorado commercials from my Extreme Upper 30s tomorrow. They had these on TV. They'd say something about national parks. And for more information about national parks, write to Pueblo, Colorado. Request pamphlet 6. We had lots of snow in upstate New York. I saw that. I thought the whole side of the country turned red on the map, on Google Maps. It's Montgomery, Illinois attack on the height to try to give it some class. Does that work? Does that work up in the Chicago area? Montgomery Heights? Oh, my gosh. Pueblo, Colorado was in the 80s. You must have been in your extreme upper 2s. I was tiny. I was a baby, really not even born. But my parents told me about it. That's how I remember about the pamphlets in Pueblo, Colorado. For you young people that read Teen Beat magazine and stuff, you used to be able to write to Pueblo. You'd write in requesting pamphlet 9 and pamphlet 16. Each one was on a different subject, and the government would mail you a pamphlet back. Taxpayer supplied pamphlet. Midlife Trucker, I'm running Cheeseman's longest run, Fort Recovery, Ohio, Long Beach, California. Wow, stops in Phoenix and Ontario. That's nice. Can you get a run straight back from there? Can you go straight back from Fort Recovery, right back to Fort Recovery? I mean, that would be really great. I would do that as a dedicated run on the road. I mean, that's the way to do it. Although it can get hairy in the wintertime, I guess. I'm still in. I'd chance it. Heard there were 28 people in that truck. First thing I thought, driver was an ex-clown from Ringling Brothers. There were a lot of people. I think it was more than 17. I don't know if I wrote the number down. I actually wrote that down. Oh, I put down just full of illegals. The truck was leaning over because they were all on one side. They were all piled in there. Look, don't do this. This is human smuggling. I mean, that isn't any good. I thought we ended that many years ago. Okay, don't do that. And he deserves to go to jail, in my opinion. And so does everybody with him. I guess, is flatbedding safer than a van or vice versa? You won't be sent off to a hood with pipes or rail car wheels. Well, I don't know about the hood or rail car. I mean, look, you're going to go to Gary a lot to pick stuff up depending what you have. I don't know if it's safer like that. I think you stay in better shape, and I think it's more of a mental workout, right? It's more of a mental workout because you kind of have to Jenga stuff together depending on what you have. You might get elbows, and then arms and elbows, as they say, are weird stuff that you have to figure out how to stay on there. And when you get to where you're going, it's pretty awesome. You're like, wow, that stuff sat there for 1,000 miles because I did that. So I think that's good. But then in the winter, like today, it can be, kind of miserable out there strapping and chaining in the weather. It's just everything's a trade-off. Everything is a trade-off. You don't have to mess around at docks. You have to mess around at waiting for the crane to unload you, But it's a much more mental and a physical workout, really. And I lost my little spot here. Hello, been on a heck of an adventure since I last been here, the anime trucker. Yeah, what's been going on? Been with my current employer 5 years, John MC. We're increasing the average, apparently. If all of us are here all this time, imagine how many people leave after 2 weeks or something to get to 229 days. Avoid Ontario, Canada, too. Yeah, I'll avoid that. 15 in Rochester. Hello, Rochester. Black Ice, I'm sitting here at Love's in 69 and 264. What are you talking about? Really? Midlife Trucker, I've been seeing Covenant pull 253s. Are they Covenant 53s that they hook together? I wonder how much they pay for that. Not a holiday creature 9 through 7. I can't really find anybody that's paying this as a holiday. Cheeseman gets 150 per holiday. You don't get 150 for today, though, right? Is today a paid holiday or two? I mean, you'd be one of the first ones that I've seen doing that. It's Mr. Plow. Hey, thank you very much. Hey, Mark. Hey, what's going on? I hope you've been a little bit busy lately, at least. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Do you hear that Ashley Furniture bought Wilson Logistics? Yes, they're expanding their what they're doing. Absolutely right. Ashley Logistics, I think they call it, as their trucking part, is the official name. Yeah. 2022 pronounced 2022. Oh, very good. Right. Joan Harper, I get paid every day. Perfect. Even today, that's the way to do it. Some people are off today, like the post office, but I think that's it. It's not like a ton of people get today off, and certainly not a paid day. I think everybody's back running today. But I thought, oh, you know what? I'll see if anybody started to get this day off yet. Redneck Trucker, what's going on? Hey, I'm heading to Cincinnati Silver right now and going get a washout and at Scrub a Truck. I love it. Scrub a Truck. Is that like a self-service? You got to scrub your own tank out. That would be a disaster, wouldn't it? Hey, can you give us advice to what to do if your flatbed load spills on the road? Either due to poor strapping or a collision? I don't know, run. Get out of the way of it. I mean, please try to avoid that. You'd have to just call the police, call your company and the police and everything else. Hope nobody gets hurt. And once you get the load all cleared up, probably, honestly, start looking for a job. And seriously, because companies are not going to be too keen on you losing a load. Just take your time and chain it down. Make sure that it's chained down, however long that takes, really, so that you don't lose anything off the truck, even one piece of it, because that can result in death. So we don't want to do that. That longer haul doesn't work so well with LTL. Oh, it's true. Well, cut 2 stops on the way is kind of LTL. Fleet Nav Systems is here. Hoping you're having a great Monday. Yeah, it's doing great as always. Every day you wake up is another great day. Remember, check out Mawson & Mawson since 1895, oldest Class 1 carrier. Check them out. That's true. They're the ones I think with the lowest DOT number, right? Isn't it 6 or 8 or something like that? It's a super low number. Sam, I'm on a 2,200-mile trip now, Delhi, Louisiana to Richland, Washington. That's great. What kind of trailer do you have? Dedicated run is where it's at. Your length of haul every week. I agree. If you have the same run, right. But look, I like it. And you're saying yes. Most people don't like it. I hate this. So Western Express is installing coin-operated bunk heaters. Nice. Coin-operated bunk heaters. You know who ought to do that is England. You know how much money they'd make considering how many people they rotate through their trucks? Oh my gosh. They could just charge everybody right there to turn on the bunk heater. Acus, by van versus flatbed safety, I meant which is less likely to see the business end of a 12 gauge. People demanding your stuff. No, because you won't be sent to seedy areas. Yeah, well, look, Gary, a lot of the mills up there are in Gary. And it just depends where you park on the way. West Memphis, there's probably places that deliver flatbed. There's flatbed loads that go all over the place. You'll go to a construction site that is closed because it's under construction, and so you pull up there to park for the night, so I would say I don't think there's any difference in that. It might be safer if you are delivering in a van in a Walmart warehouse than it would be to deliver a flatbed to a construction site at 3 a.m. That's what I'm saying. So I think part of that just depends. George Costanza, thank you. Goodness. Remember, February 22nd is notated 2/22/22. And it falls on a Tuesday. It's 2 day. Don't be a ghost. Tip your host. Flatbed rocks. Flatbed is good if you like it. And it's a good mental workout. And kind of keeps you in shape too, right? It's hard to get to 700 pounds and when you're doing all that work. So there's always that. Let's see, where did I go to? I saw Covenant pulling a 53-foot Estes trailer yesterday coming up by 69. Really? So they're like the buddies with Estes over there. Just think about how the driver pulling doubles gets hosed on cents per mile. The carrier's getting paid for both loads, but the driver's getting the same. Usually they get a couple cents, Blues Trucker. They usually get a few more cents at least. I don't know what Covenant, if they pay extra at Covenant. They should. So you're saying filling a flatbed load is automatic job termination? I don't know if it's automatic. Depends what comes off and where it is. But I'll tell you, it would make me very nervous that I no longer had a job. They talked to us about, should we get spill kits? We're going to get fuel spill kits. I'm like, I'm not cleaning up any fuel. If the accident's so bad, the fuel's spilling out, I'll just leave and you can clean up. You're going to fire me anyway. So I don't know if they're ever going to do that or not, but you spill enough stuff on the road, it's a real problem. If the authorities have to get involved, that is a real problem because you're becoming a liability for them. This load is an accident, and now the next one, we get the hammer out. I think it's a real problem. Remember the ads in the back of Popular Mechanics? Oh, yeah, right in to Pueblo, Colorado. Right, Pueblo, Colorado. Or car magazines, yeah. Student is driving out here in the middle of nowhere, Arizona, headed to Morenci, taking a load to Denton, Texas. You can do the nowhere part of the driving. Tell him. Also tell him you can do the tarping. But I think it's a good thing the student does that. I get letters from India about my car's extended warranty. Oh my gosh, I get calls all the time about that kind of stuff. Your extended warranty is or may be about to expire. I'm like, yeah, it's 9 years old. I think it's expired. Right? Pen and paper. What other artifacts do you remember being in your extreme upper 30s? I would type stuff up on my Royal typewriter. I would do that kind of stuff. Type things out to people. I thought it looked more official. Good morning, Mark and Company. Paul Cruz, what's going on? Maybe it was 28 bunk truck or England secret training. Oh, Juan, that would have been, oh my gosh, if that would have been an England truck, that would have been the best picture ever. It would be like New England training program. I wish I had Photoshop. I could take the picture of that truck and make it into an England truck. The return trip is Gardenia, California to Newcastle, Indiana. That's great. You know what? If I could do that circle every week, I'm in for that. Oh my gosh, the miles on that. Actually, Greencastle. Yeah, okay, fine. Yeah, I'm in. No problem. Did you hear that JB Hunt is planning to go fully autonomous for a dedicated run to Texas to supply one of their customers? I covered it. Yes, we did. I talked about that, I think, on the last live show. JB Hunt is working with autonomous company. I think they're with, which one are they with? I was going to name one, but then I don't know if that's the one. But yeah, they're going to do an autonomous run, but it's in Texas again, right? So because of the weather, it's a long way from coming here, but it's coming. That day is coming, absolutely. I-80 east from Salt Lake City to Groveport, Ohio with cereal. That's pretty good, too. All these long loads out there. Where were these loads when I was out there? It was hard to get all these long loads. Whatever happened with the trucker vaccine mandate, it went bye-bye because what happened is the Supreme Court said no to a vaccine mandate for companies of 99 or more, 100 people or more. So now it's up to your company. The government is going to put the screws to companies. That's what Jen Psaki said. And but otherwise, it's up to your company now. And I don't know if they'll do it or not. Some will, like Tyson. We had people talking about that. It's up to the company, though. Up to the company. Yeah, midlife truck, you get paid for federal holidays. Oh, it's like today? Today's actually a federal holiday. So you may be the first one getting paid for today, then. I was told white people can't get paid for time off for Martin Luther King. Just another... No, that's really not true. I don't think holidays are paid based on your race. It seems like that would be illegal. So just most companies are not paying it, that I'm fine. Why is Schneider not going to Canada? Well, they say it just doesn't align with their business needs, whatever that means in business speak. So we're just not going to do it anymore. It currently doesn't align with our current business needs. They had 150 drivers apparently up there, and so they're no more. I guess they're going to give them, they said they're going to give them 2 months worth of poutine, and that's it. I've been here 4 years, but Friday I'm moving on. Oh, well, see? So you way made it. You're what, 12, 15, 1,400 days? You're way past the average. I think it's government schools get today off. Government? Yeah, schools are off today. That's true. City Bus actually is on a limited schedule here in town. They posted that. A limited schedule, a holiday schedule. So those, and the bus is at 7 or 8 p.m. tonight. Sir England sees no problem with 17 people in a truck. Oh, man, if that would have been an England truck doing that, I so wish that was an England truck. They probably have a way on Geotab to log everybody in there. England's got their own special system. I had an encounter with an autonomous semi headed west on I-10. What happened? I haven't even seen one on the road because they don't come up here. Are you still planning on moving? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. There's a house in Huntingburg that I'm nervous about, so I sent a message to the realtor. Why is it so cheap? I said, so we'll see. I think because of the passports. Oh, they ask them that. They asked Schneider, is it because of the vaccine? Oh, no. No. We had nothing to do with that. It's nothing to do with that. That's what they said. They go, it's nothing to that. Don't even worry about that. Schneider can't say ask them that. It just doesn't align with our business anymore. Yep. So somebody asked them already. Midlife Trucker, thank you, goodness. Which are your favorite hot dogs, Loves or Pilot? Well, I generally only stop at the Loves. I don't like to go in the Pilots because, Pilots are just hard to get in and out of because so many of the large carriers use Pilots for the discount. And so there's a lot of carriers in there, and so you're just in line. So I'm all in for the Loves because I like going to the Loves. So I'll have to say Loves just because I like them better. Because the whole atmosphere is better, and I feel like that gives you a better wiener. When you have a better atmosphere, your wiener just tastes better. It's Martin Luther King Park Day at the Korean Mafia Market. Bayonet pointed observance of him. Nice. That's pretty good. I love it. Avoid headaches and get a rack. See, what happened with your encounter? With that robotic truck. I know. How do you know, too? Did you see all the cameras on it? It had all kinds of spinning gadgets and things mounted all over the mirrors. Oh, all right. What company was it? Usually they list it because they're really proud of it. Korean Mafia West is in Gardenia. So they have a West, they're like franchise. Did you hear about the sewage driver who spilled poop all over downtown Mexico City? No. What's up with that? I did see a truck that spilled, as they called it, entrails all over the road up here. That seems kind of gross. I was wondering why this driver had so many things mounted, although I do see that drivers have antennas and stuff all over the place, so it's not automatic. Load shifts can happen. They shouldn't, though. You shouldn't. You should be securing 100% of the load. Yeah, and keep checking it. I mean, that's super important. You don't want to drop. You got a load of pipes. You don't want to drop a 4,000 pound pipe on the highway where you're running down the road. I mean, seriously, it's nerve wracking. Happy to field any Geotab questions. Can you sign in 17 people on a Geotab if you're running all these illegals up here? So if England had 17 people, so that's pretty good. Even though I'm retired due to disability, I would still like to be a member of your new driver fellowship society. Absolutely. Everybody is welcome. And there's a private Facebook page. Everybody's welcome to go over there, find that United Federation of Commercial Drivers, and ask to join that page. We'll get everybody in over there. That'll be a lot of fun too. Post all your missives and stuff over there so other people can see, hey, this is doing this. This place doesn't have a bathroom, and then we can get everybody together and get things changed that way. If you secure 100% of the time, you won't have any issues. Also, right, how about this, George Costanza? I'm sure you agree. Every time you get out of the truck, hey, walk around that load, look at it. Check your straps and everything. It takes a second to walk around there. Make sure you're not having any kind of issues, because we don't want anything falling off the truck going down the highway. Then you make the news, and you get on my next live show. Hey, did you hear about just driver that dropped a pipe through somebody's windshield? So we don't want to do that. I passed. It was very slow and in the middle lane. Was it going the speed limit? By slow, do you mean it was going the speed limit? It should have been going the speed limit. Ultimately, the driver is responsible for his load. Very true. And for making sure that they load that load on your flatbed in a way that you can secure it. So sometimes you'll go in, or at least I would, and you go pick up a load. They already have it loaded on another trailer for your company. Like, we already loaded it over here. Well, if you need that load moved around, tell them to move it. Okay, don't just take it the way they give it to you. You got to make sure you can safely secure that load. They're not thinking about it. They got all these weird things, different shapes stacked wrong. Tell them, take it off, and this is how we're going to stack it. Even if they're mad at you, you cannot have that load fall off because somebody's going to be mad at you. Let them live through being mad at you. Goodness, Cash King Trucking, hello there. Here's my late fee. I'm out of com checks. I appreciate it. Take EFS, and Diners Club, of course. So thank you very much for that. Let's check out Cash King Trucking too. Don't forget about that, right? Every day, every 10 minutes live. So I need a new, need to put a new page up for that, right? Autonomous truck question. Who's going to fuel the truck? That's no problem to get somebody to fuel it. How does a truck see high winds and won't crash? Weather. Does it know where black ice is and it won't crash? What happens if it gets hacked? Well, it would just drive off the road if it gets hacked, like they can already do with Jeep. A guy did that with a Wrangler. I saw they did a video about it. You can hack into that. Some Teslas overseas got hacked, if you saw that. I think it was in Austria. That was pretty interesting. Can it see high winds? Absolutely. You can look at the weather maps, high wind maps, everything. So yeah, fueling it, not a problem. They could have their own company fueling, or you could pay somebody to fuel the truck. $10, $12 an hour? That isn't any problem. So that's easier. The black ice, that's harder to do. Believe me, there are ways from driving in areas where there's black ice. They're just trying to figure out sunny Texas at the moment. Soul Alchemy, hey, what's happening? Schneider never made a profit on the Canadian loads, plus only 3% of their drivers are vaccinated. Oh, 3%? Really? Wow. So they have 97% non-vaccinated? That's fair enough. Maybe they didn't transfer the money or whatever. Pilot hot dog buns crumble? That's no good. We need fresh buns, too. Not many driving today? Oh, well, it's during the day. Was your wife in the industry? Is she already retired? She does not work. Yes, she was not in the industry, other than me being in the industry. So, yeah, not working. I work for Schneider, and they've been anti-mandate from the beginning. Good. What they said here, which is most companies, hey, go get it if you want, or don't get it if you want, basically. And they said, if you get it, we'll pay you. So, but otherwise, there's no restrictions here on working or anything like that. So, and that's what I'm finding at most places are, Although a couple of ads now. Some companies are running ads that say vaccine not mandatory at our company. So that's pretty interesting. Love says Bryant Wiener's pilot is Oscar Mayer. Oh, Bryant. Who's Bryant? Is that some kind of name brand? Person sitting in the seat in case it goes kamikaze for now. Yes. You know, you are using your loss points to get a full suit of armor. Oh, I know I'm going to get that. Absolutely. I go try them on all the time and see, I only 3,000 more wieners to eat. Stayed out Christmas, the anime trucker. Tried to get home for New Year's. Like agreed, they gave me a load to Arizona. Nice. Had to sit a day and pick up the load anyway to swap with the guy at the terminal. That's sweet. That's a good way to keep drivers. Yeah. I must join. All right, come on over there. I'll let you in a little while. Early February will be 4 years at my company. No complaints. See, so there are some people that stay. I think it's a churn, kind of like we have, right? Top people stay, but at the bottom, it's like a churn at the bottom. And it's a churn of new people, too. That's once you get out of that bottom of the whirlpool and you can get up at the top of it, I think everybody's okay then. What's the Facebook page? All right, it's the United Federation of Commercial Drivers. It's a private page over there, and go ahead and join that. You have to be let in, so give me a minute to get that done. AKA FU, what's going on? Good morning. Wow, where's it morning? Danny Hobbs, winter storm in Georgia? Yeah, very bad. I saw it was going to snow in Atlanta. Raided by people, shelves were empty, so bad we got the whole amount of nothing. Well, stores were empty. Every time that happens here, too. People have to go make French toast, because what do people buy? Milk, eggs, and bread. I don't know why. So they go buy all that stuff. Apparently when people are stuck inside, they're going to make French toast. How long is it going to be bad in Atlanta? Are you not going to be able to get out of your house for like 2 months? I mean, come on. How much stuff do you need to buy? And why don't people have things in their house? I just don't understand it. Can you not stay in your house for a day without going outside? Even in Atlanta, right? No problem. I was just counting up. I got some more. 57 rolls of toilet paper here. I got food for weeks. If I didn't need to leave the house. I mean, come on. Have a day or two of food in your house. I guess, growing up, my dad, we had a storeroom downstairs, and it was like full of food, all the time. So there was always, we're always ahead, always prepared for, an eventuality where it might storm and can't get out of the house. I don't know. Yeah, Facebook. Well, there might be a Discord coming too. I'm thinking of Discord. Maximum of 3 co-drivers, not set up to 17 yet. Do you think England possibly has a special deal with Geotab to do 17? The automated truck was JB Hunt checking in front of upstate New York. Yeah. Low objects. Look at how many drop trailers. Where is that going on? Mark says it will happen in just a matter of pushing the tech and tuning and design from the real world experience. Oh, yeah. Say what? Yeah, you're right. Eventually they'll get it figured out. I don't know why trucks don't do this. Again, in the snow here, they start the escape and the sensors all melt themselves. Remote start. So you go out and all because it has distance, cruise and all that. All those sensors are melting. Why don't trucks do that? Why does the truck build up with ice and it melts it on a car? I just don't understand why semis are so far behind what technology is in a car. I just don't get it. Potentially dumb question. What's the name of your podcast? Can't find anything related to it. Trucking Answers. Okay. So Trucking Answers podcast. Yeah. And you can go to truckinganswersnation.com/podcast, and they're all listed there as well. So you can go hear them all there if you can't get it on an app. I don't know what app it wouldn't be on. It's on all of them as far as I know. So, yeah, but it's a podcast. It's Trucking Answers podcast. Every Tuesday, Friday, weather permitting. Sultan Murray, I saw a video on TikTok of a Walmart truck where the trailer tandem slid off the trailer and caused an accident. What, did it come out? Did they not have it locked in? And there was somebody sent me this too. You TikTokers, you're all weirdos. They sent me this. Hey, and even though it's not necessarily trucking related, I know some of you cook in your truck. It's called Sleepy Chicken. What are we doing here? Is this the future? I mean, people are soaking chicken in NyQuil and then cooking it, the green chicken, and eating it, and they're like, oh, I'm so tired. Really? This is the future of society? Oh my gosh, I can't wait to go get to Mars. A lot of lizard wouldn't take my EFS check. Really? Girl Scouts will take your credit card. I can't believe it. Running dedicated from Oklahoma City to Cape Canaveral, making $1,500 to $2,000 a week. That's pretty nice. Oklahoma City to Cape Canaveral. Plus, you can see all the launches. I actually would like that. I'd make it so I could get over there on a weekend and go to the spaceport and everything. Leo's Madness, sharing a good run, Fresno, California to Houston and staying away from the snow. That's pretty good. Can you do that all year round? Wow. Automatic fueling is easy. It's a stationary job action. Say what? Yeah, look, the couple mobile stations already have it for cars. The pump fuels you with no one out there. So there's really no reason it couldn't be done by a robot. But, there's no reason it can't be done by somebody that makes $12 an hour without a CDL. Also $13 an hour. It doesn't have to pay much. And what they'll do, actually, it'll become a gig job, actually, to start with. I could see that. It'll be a TaskRabbit job where the truck will be coming in and the truck will send out a message for a TaskRabbit person to come over and fuel the truck for $6 or whatever. That's how they'll do it to start with. That's really true. The driver I was switching with wanted to get the trailer looked at, so I stayed overnight at the terminal. Burned rubber as soon as they were cleared. Didn't make it home in time. The company should ensure that you make it home at the time that they agree to get you home. So if you have a policy, like on the road, we had to give a 14-day notice and say, all right, in 14 days, and then you send a message, and then they're like, okay, you'll be home at this time. That should be the end of it. They should get you home, because then you can make plans on that. So whatever it takes, they should get you home. Put that in your pipe and load it. I see no name, just a blue Freightliner. Didn't you know about autonomous trucks run on lithium crystals? Wow. No name, but it was a blue truck. That was a JB Hunt truck. It has to have a name on it. Trucks have to have a name and, DOT at least. So there was at least that on the truck somewhere. And it's supposed to be alternating colors. I forget exactly how they word it. Right. How are the DOT boys supposed to pull over a truck with no driver? Well, that's interesting. I don't know that they couldn't call somebody and have it pull itself over. I don't know why that couldn't work. Because GP Transco's off today. Maybe they get a paid holiday up there. I don't know. Didn't get to deliver the load till the 3rd. Then got the runaround until I was told to pick up a load and switch with another driver. Still not home. Well, what is the story? I tell them, hey, there's a lot of places to go to work. I mean, seriously, if they agree to it, why are you still not home? Because they have problems? That's their problem. This is not how you keep a driver. This is why some drivers have 229 days. Schneider doesn't allow unions. Well, they can't not allow a union. So it wouldn't be up to them to allow it. I'm finding that many people have no clue what they are paid and how it translates to hourly. Oh, it's absolutely true. You tell them they have no idea. No idea. That's part of the problem. And companies don't help this when they pay 50 million different things. Here's pay 1, pay 2, here's detention, back tension, layover, all these other kinds of things. And you have 40 different lines on your check. Just pay somebody. If they just paid for, basically everything, it wouldn't be a problem. And then when people are confused about their pay, they don't feel they're being paid properly. That's the other problem, even if they are. So if companies made it easier for people to understand, even at the same rate of pay, people would feel like they're getting paid properly because they better understand their check. Companies could do a lot for themselves just by explaining to people what they're getting paid. A lot of people do get paid. So just joined Suzanne Coleman. All right. When I get over there, I'll let you in there. Absolutely. Thank you. Milk sandwiches. Whatever happened to Freedom Toast? Yeah, where's all that going on? Freedom Toast. How's the truck going to pass the DOT inspection? How's the truck supposed to sign the form? Oh, the truck wouldn't have to sign, I'm sure. And so just because you don't sign, I don't know if you pass. Would it get pulled over for DOT inspections? Maybe. I'm sure it's programmed to go in the scales. I don't know what they do with that yet. There's not enough of them yet to worry about that. U.S. Express owners invested many years ago in autonomy with a few trio programmers to get rid of human drivers. It's more about money for the executives. Well, sure, drivers are expensive because it's not just your pay. It's all this other stuff that people have to pay for. Workman's comp, they'd love to get rid of drivers because they don't have to be home on time. They don't get paid holidays like today. For some people, they don't take vacations. They're not sick. They don't need a health insurance. They don't gripe about unions, right? So, yeah, they'd love to get rid of people. They tried to get him back to pick up the load and leave his mother that he wanted to take to the hospital by saying that he'd be back that night. Nice. Can't your mom hang out for a day before you go to the hospital with her? I mean, geez. They're like, come on. That bothers me a lot, They speak of it here on YouTube. They should. Many drivers think they're under minimum wage, but 24 times 7 times 52 is 63,336. Okay. Don't forget minimum wage plus overtime, 7 days is a little over $1,700 a week would be actual minimum wage if you worked 24/7, 52 at like a fast food restaurant at minimum wage would be more like $1,700 a week. So you're looking more towards the 80,000 range for all 7 days, right? Maybe the government should use a pamphlet telling people to keep food in their house. James Morrow. It's every storm, especially in the South. Oh my God, it's going to storm for 1 day in Atlanta and then it's going to be 60. Let's go buy all the milk and bread. And make freedom toast, right? That's very good. You can't live it. Can anybody here, if you went home, could you not come out of your house for 2 days without opening the front door? Would you die? Most people could stay in there for a couple days and maybe lose a few pounds too just by not eating. So I think there's that too. And you should always have water and stuff in your house too. So and of course, if it's snowing, there's water everywhere. The last food I would buy a lot of things that would go bad soon. Smarter to buy something like Twinkies. Well, you should have some, peanut butter and crackers and stuff like that at house. Graham crackers that stay good for years. I don't know how many. I don't know how many things of peanut butter I have here. I bet 10 of them. Is the United Federation of Drivers affiliated with the United Federation of Planets? Columbia, George. I will tell you that it was pretty nice being able to get a name that has Federation in it. I will say that. I felt really good about that. I'm like, you know what? I can use the name Federation, and I could be a member of the Federation. So it will be a UFP member, absolutely. And I have a UFP blanket here. So it's not that they can't get those drivers on trucks. The mega carriers are cheap and they want to get the least amount for their money. Well, even a driver getting, say, 40 cents or 43 cents. I think I posted this yesterday on the Facebook page. I found a job at 43 cents. High pay, 43 cents. That's still, there's a lot more to it. Workman's comp is expensive. Insurance, if they offer health insurance, costs, unemployment costs, all that stuff is very expensive to have for people. So there's a lot of cost involved besides the amount of pay that they give you. All right, got to run. Have a great week and stay safe. Fleet Nav System, thank you for that. Let me know if if England has a special deal with Geotab for 17 people. Did you see the photo of Green and Club Car getting tickets for taking pictures of an accident? Really? Crete? How would they know that? But no, I didn't see that picture. Club Car? So somebody was in a golf cart taking pictures? Picked that up, switched with him, took his empty, and picked up a load that finally took me home. Finally got home, went back out, and just finished delivering. Now, how late were you? How late were you getting home? I have my email for the match, Joan Harper. All right, we'll see you there. Mid-America Truck Show. For people that do not know, let's see, I actually wrote this down. No, March 24th to 26th. So I hope to see everybody there. The Truckers Jamboree is scheduled for July 14th to 16th. Now, there's a show, I don't remember the name of it, that was next month in Indy. Not the work truck show, some show. It got canceled because of COVID. So I'm hoping Mid-America stays open. It is currently still open. I'll be there at least Saturday, maybe Friday, Saturday, but at least Saturday the 26th. That's in Louisville, Kentucky, the largest truck show in the country. Come on out. Tickets are still free. So go to Mid-America Truck Show on the web and order your tickets. If you order them before March 1st, they're free. They'll send them to your house. Otherwise, they're $10. So if you're even thinking of going, get your tickets. And let's come on out and have a good time. We'll go aggravate all the companies there. I think it'll be hilarious. Do you pay for all of driver's time? That's what I'm going to ask them. Everyone will lose their job. That's a ways away. Another reason we're not on Mars. Sleepy Chicken. James Morrow. I know. Look, who thinks of this stuff? You crazy people on TikTok. Who soaks a chicken? They had chicken breast. They soaked it in NyQuil, a bottle of it. And then they have to have some doctor come on there and say, hey, you know what? Don't do this. I mean, really? Yeah, don't do that. Don't eat a whole bottle of NyQuil with your chicken, basically, is what happened. Come on. Matt's has been canceled. Go to Transportation Nation for show update. Come on. I just was looking at it the other day. Did they cancel it again? I'm going to be so mad. They're going to pay lot lizards to fuel the trucks. That's not a bad idea. What do you get with a full fuel? Imagine what you get with 50 gallons there. And what if you get 40 gallons? Do you get a half of whatever you would ever get with the full amount? How about that? I would say more, but we'll get kicked off. I got to see snow falling for the first time. Yikes. Also got to drive in true winter weather for the first time this morning. Everyone was blowing past me like I was standing still. The anime trucker. Yeah, if you never have been in it, it gets nerve-wracking sometimes. Coming back Friday, it was like a blizzard because it was really light, powdery snow. And so I come up 52 into Lafayette. I get off in Lebanon. I don't take the interstate up into Lafayette. I come up US 52. And early in the morning, especially on a Saturday, there is zero traffic. I like it better. It doesn't pack into ice. It's just snow. And so you're just blasting along, and behind you, it's just blowing all over there. Very Christmassy, kind of festive. Mill is guaranteed 5 cents per mile if they go more than 2 days past your home time. Midlife trucker. Okay. I mean, that's something. I think that you should just be home. It's a deal that you make with them. And because they can't get you home, that's their problem. They should get you home. People make plans. You know, you want to be home because of an event or some kind of plans. The 5 cents doesn't get your plans taken care of. That is something. I like that they pay something. I think they should just get you home. Now I'm going to go to Connecticut to pick up a load. Oh, well, enjoy all the snow going up there. We in the South are a little less prepared, a.k.a. can you have 2 days of food in your house? All I'm asking for is a couple days, because in a couple days it'll be warm again. You're not going to be stuck in your house. It's not Alaska where you're not going to get out for 3 weeks. Pull over an autonomous truck, use RoboCop. Dead or alive, you're coming with me. Probably because private research companies do not have unlimited budgets. The autonomous trucks running right now are Too Simple. There's a lot of different brands. So they're running the Too Simple trucks, though. Okay. They're a big one in the industry. That's the one where the CEO said that he's built the company because it takes away the humanity of people. Being gone from your family and from your life takes away people's humanity. That's what he said. And so this is going to give people their humanity back to be able to get local jobs. That's from the CEO of Too Simple. No tensions of any kind at the manhole. That's true. Relieve your tensions there. Remember, free shots at the manhole. Organizers February 15th, that isn't around yet, announced the trucking shall not be held this year. The 50th will be March 24 to 26, 2022. Right. That's exactly correct. March 24 to 26, 2022. Right. All right. You need to refresh your browser. John M. joined the Federation. I appreciate that. Now go join the Facebook page if you're on Facebook. And get ready to change the industry. Hold on, what happened to Mark? Get paid for everything host. That requires line items. Midlife trucker. Well, it only requires one line item if you get paid by the hour. How about that, right? Punch in. As soon as you start your log, you get paid. That would be getting paid for everything. So I think that is the easiest way to get paid for everything. Otherwise, I agree with you, but the more line items, the harder it is for drivers to understand. Look, we have drivers that don't even have a cell phone. There's drivers that we're still teaching. There's a couple drivers there, all right, who I won't name, but they know who they are, that still have ELD problems all the time because they don't understand it yet. And we've had them for years, way before they were mandated. So I'm telling you that when you get a driver with 12 or 14 items, and some companies are not good at labeling them. People have sent me a check. It'll say 9172 and then code 9310, 1994. What does that mean? Okay, write everything out at least. So having all these different things, it is easier just to get one line. This much an hour times this many hours. The Viking is still higher rated for food. The Viking. Tyson Foods may be worth checking into. You need to investigate and compare facts against other carriers. Maybe. I don't know if it was Tyson Chicken for the NyQuil challenge. I will say that. I'm interested in how autonomous trucks will be able to handle encountering accidents. What happens when it needs to turn around in a tight place? How about a sudden detour? Well, the only way that autonomous trucks eventually work is either it has to sit there and wait, or the truck and the police, who would be the one doing a detour certainly, have to talk to it. So there would have to be a device in a police car that transmits the detour details to autonomous trucks. That's possible because they said that they want the autonomous trucks to talk to the infrastructure. So red lights, left lane closed, all that will broadcast so that the truck coming up to it will know. So there's no reason a police car couldn't broadcast a signal to the truck, and the truck approaching it gets the signal and says, okay, I have to detour on this detour. So that can be done too. Autonomous trucks will be pulled over by autonomous DOT cops. An autonomous car, DOT car, pulls it over. And they bolt the radio in, and then somebody has to drive out there. The tech is only good enough for trailer yard, just simple, almost non-traffic runs of drop and hook. Say what? Yeah, sure. I mean, trailer yards, first thing. I don't know why there's not more of these. There's this one company that has these autonomous yard trucks. I don't know why there's not more of those. That's the way to do it to start with. I'm in Atlanta. It's exactly like that here. Why, though? How do you expect anyone to understand they're paying the trucking in the street when they don't even know how to back a big rig? Well, you know, that's true. Companies should be clear about what you're making, and on your check, it should be clear of what you're making. Not just a line item. I've seen that. I've seen people send me a check that says pay 1, pay 2, and pay 3, and it's 3 different amounts, and they don't know what it is. Why can't it say what it is? And I'm sure in their driver manual or whatever it says that. Why can't they just be clear about it, and then people are clear about how much they're making, and they'll feel better about what they make. Maybe they're making the right amount, but they just don't feel like it because they're like, I don't know what this is. So companies could do a lot to further themselves and maybe increase this 229 average day stay at companies by just explaining what their pay is, you know. That would make it a lot better. The truck show in Peoria, that's what it was. The one in Peoria got canceled. Right. The show in March here at Matt's is still open. We'll get back to that 17 people thing. Okay, thank you, Fleet Nav Systems. I can't stand people who can't maintain speed. Don't you know what cruise control is? Why don't people have cruise? This is at night all the time. They're slowing down, speeding up. Am I the only truck that has cruise control available on it? It was a golf cart hauler. DOT was watching and doing cell phone enforcement. Oh, well, you know what? They should just have a dash cam running, and then they can look back at the footage later. Golf cart hauler. Truck show next month in Peoria canceled. Right, I saw that was the one that was canceled. Right. Got home on the 7th, exactly a week late. Wow, and just the fact that they tried to even get the guy to go out was the nail in the coffin. I'm going to quit once I hit my 6 months. All right, yeah, you know, you can start looking around early before that. But, you know, a week late, you can't get somebody home in a week when you're given notice. And the notice is always set up by the company. So they'll say you need to tell 7 days, 10 days, whatever it is. If once you give that notice and they agree to it, you should be back. Did they at least pay you anything extra for that extra week out other than your regular pay? Owner-operators should inquire to Oakley, hoppers and dumps and pneumatics. Gravity does your work for you. Let the earth do all your work. How about that? Let science unload this trailer. Will you make bad UFCD members wear red shirts? You'll be able to tell the red shirts because, suddenly where'd that guy go? Oh, he's not here. Right. Exactly. Yes. Oh, absolutely. See, you're onto something here. Oakley's a good gig. I've talked with them a couple times. There was an Oakley truck driving around yesterday morning when I was out looking at that Jaguar. I noticed that. I thought, oh, Oakley's working on Sunday. Only person up and down 52. They're talking it's not going to be 2025 or 2026 when full autonomous will take over. Oh, they're not going to even take over at that point. They won't even be close to taking over. There'll be some of them on the road at that point. That's what I will say. A couple % of trucks. It is everybody on here will have a career before those trucks completely take over. And then there'll be local drivers for another 100 years before they figure out how to drive around in Chicago. Where do lot lizards fuel trucks? I mean, that's not a bad second career for, somebody that may be aging out of the industry at, 32 or whatever. I hope you get to interview a recruiter from Werner at the truck show. Oh, they all have booths out there, and I walk up and down the booths and talk to everybody and ask them, hey, do you pay for all the time? And usually they say yes, and then I ask them, oh, so how much does pre-trip pay? And they're like, well, that's not paid, but how much does the driver get to fuel the truck? Well, that isn't paid. And then they realize they don't pay for their time. That is ironic that Schneider National says no to a vaccine mandate, but nearly forces their drivers to take a sleep apnea test because they can't get paid on the vaccine. But the CPAP, in my opinion, so they don't send lawyers over here, there's something going on When the doctor's their doctor, whatever, and nearly everybody gets on a CPAP there that they basically buy from them. I mean, come on. I got a ticket for parking on an on-ramp to make snow angels. Dang it. That's worth it, though. Did you take a picture of the snow angel? You keep an MRI in your truck and in your house? Oh, I don't know if I would do that. I guess it would last forever. That's as good as a Twinkie. Will the Federation have shirts? Guys in red shirts are expendable. They should. We should get some kind of shirt like that. I think as we go along, we will be able to do that kind of thing. We must remember as regional drivers or over-the-road drivers, when you fill out an application, your job is at will, so basically nothing is guaranteed. Yeah, whenever you go look around, you got to always put on there, don't tell my current employer, and sometimes they still do. So you just never know. But, you never know. Look at Falcon. Or Celadon. They had no idea either. So your job's never guaranteed. But if you're being a week late and stuff like that, I mean, it's certainly there's other opportunities. The Mrs. Aviator Trucker, the Mrs. doesn't like when I'm out in the garage replacing the journals on my V8. She said it makes me too cranky. Wow. Obscure mechanic humor. The long runs through the desert, you can go Speedo and LED-equipped flip-flops. When trucking companies have to pay for 24/7, over the road will be relays and such. Yeah, absolutely. I'll join the Federation to fight bugs on Mars. Are there bugs on Mars? All we got are a couple of broken down cars and a few other things on there so far. Forget paid by the hour. No way. It depends. Depends what it is. There are companies doing that now. I'm seeing over the road, paid by the hour. So it just depends. But see, you're at a place where you're getting paid properly too. I mean, I think a lot of drivers would benefit by hourly pay. Maybe you not as much because you're already getting all your time paid, all the things, and you're getting even layovers, 34 breaks paid and stuff. Most people are not getting that. So once you're getting a fair pay, you're much better off. So a pay like yours would also work out good too. But a lot of drivers currently would benefit by hourly pay for all their log time. And they can fire you for anything and everything, and you can quit at any time. Most all jobs over the road and regional with any company of any size are at will. Absolutely. They can just walk in and go, you're fired. Just like that. Yep. That's for any place. Yep. What the CEO of Too Simple says about humanity sounds similar to what Dr. Daystrom said about the M5. Look at how well that worked out. Wow. An obscure original series reference to the Daystrom Institute. I'll have to check exactly what that quote is, but yeah, that's true. That's true. It does for humanity, right? Wow. The Daystrom Institute. That would have been a good name, too. Does a lot lizard with teeth charge extra fuel? Ooh. Be careful. Just tell them be careful. Pay by the hour gives the same money to the guy who is slow versus someone who busts spot. That's true. That is true. But there's no reason that a company today can't monitor that. So somebody that's going slow, you can set in all the settings when a truck drops under a certain speed or average or whatever. They can monitor all that kind of stuff. And what if it was a pay by the hour and some kind of productivity bonus to benefit that, so there's also that. But companies can monitor that. I mean, almost every worker in America is hourly. Certainly a blue collar worker as drivers would be considered, and nobody thinks that much about it there. I mean, nobody's paid by the French fry at McDonald's. I love being paid by the hour. No chasing miles for pennies. J Trucking, right. The other side of being paid by the hour is that if a company doesn't have work for you, you still get paid. So that's that side of it. How much autonomous truck drivers make per load? I wondered that too, because they currently still have a driver in there, and I think they're paid salary from what I understand, reading of the places in Tucson. So at the moment, they get a salary. I think. The fact is that the companies won't pay us by percentage that we can make more money. Company driver paid like an owner-op without paying for fuel. Companies are not willing to pay what we're worth. Well, jail travels. Interestingly, people get paid what they will accept. How about that? That's the other side. The other side of it is companies can only pay people what they accept. For instance, if a company offered 20 cents per mile right now, for drivers with at least 10 years experience or more, would they get any drivers? No. So they pay as little as possible to get people. So at a point, people start accepting the pay, and then they can get people. So we have to not accept their low pay anymore and give them grief about it. Joe Hospice probably doesn't know where he is, let alone about the plight of truckers. Who's Joe Hospice? Buy extra cat food. John, I'll always have extra cat food here. Right. There's always plenty of cat food because you got a cat. So I totally agree with you. You got pets, buy extra food for the pets. Mark, has any sleazy mega ever asked you to decease? Would you please go decease yourself to cease and desist and go away? Sleazy mega carrier. Generally, I don't hear from them. So I've written to some of them, like England. I've written to them numerous times, and they don't answer. Some of them don't have an email, and some just don't answer. Winter sit out for me. We have about 6 weeks of winter left. Joan Harper. I hope it's only 6 weeks. Boy, I wish I could sit 6 weeks out in the wintertime. Man, that would be nice, wouldn't it, to like take off end of December and come back in, I don't know, April? What's more awesome than being told that you're only allowed to drive interstate with no experience? No one wants to hire me with no experience, Robert. It is a problem. All right, there are places that will do it, though, depending on where you live. So depending where you live, you can get some local jobs with no experience. They have autonomous floor waxers at Walmart. Really? Why couldn't it be, though, right? It goes up and down the aisle? At the end of the month, I get paid for the fraction of minutes the log misses when calculating my hours. Really? That's pretty good. I don't have a clue why trucks don't have heated wipers. Gear Jammer, I don't understand it. $150,000, $200,000 truck, and the wipers aren't heated, but you can get that on a car. So I don't know, why aren't all the sensors heated? You get that on a car. Why aren't the rearview mirrors auto dimming like they are on a car? I just don't understand it. GP Transco's here. Hello, what's going on? Pay by the hour. That's the only way to go. I made over $90,000 last year by the hour. Nice. GP Transco, have you gotten the address? I did send it to you. I sent that to you today. So, absolutely, you should have it in your email. Out here in New Mexico and Arizona, there are a lot of trailers on rail. And then those should be automated. I don't know why trains aren't automated. I hate the Schneider CPAP stuff. Exactly. Almost everybody there has to get it. You want 108 pounds? They go, oh, yeah, you kind of fat. Get on the CPAP. Well, years ago, I told CRST to send me home for home time. They were such a bad company. I got home and got an advance and told them to come and get the truck. Wow. What did they think about that? Did they come and get it? I'll never work for Schneider then. Oh, you'll be on a CPAP because everybody there's on one. So it doesn't matter if you weigh 100 pounds or 800 pounds there. It doesn't seem like. They got the doctor there who I think somehow is on back and forth on it, somehow. Why are so many people there on CPAP and that same percentage is not everywhere else? So when they run your DAC, the current company will know. Yes. Krusty is terrible. Nice. Let's see, where did I go? Oh, I lost my little spot here. I won the PS5 last week. Captain Flatbed won the PS5 last week. I love the medical load that got flown into your trucks and picked up from cargo plane from Malaysia. JL Travels. Oh, that was amazing. For people that don't know, go to GP Transco YouTube page. They have this load in on this gigantic truck. If this is the truck, oh my God, on this gigantic plane. Right, isn't that an Antonov plane or whatever? Huge plane, and they lined up all these trucks and picked up this medical load. Amazing. They have a YouTube channel with that video of that on there. That was really something. Get all these trucks scheduled at the same time. As an example, day cab hourly pays way less than over the road. It does. It can, but I don't work much either. Here's the thing. I don't work much, right? I had 34 hours and 47 minutes last week. That's it. Okay, in Indianapolis, if you're willing to go down there, I was just, because I look every weekend, there's $33 an hour down there, plus overtime. 70 hours is, $125,000 a year there, a week, home every day. So it just depends. I don't want to work that much or commute to Indianapolis. Part of it depends on where you live and what you're willing to do and stuff like that. Absolutely. I accept lower pay for less work because I want to be home. I just do. MRE's okay. The best ones are the vegetarian ones with cheese tortellini. Oh, they have cheese tortellini now? Nice. We had sea rations. I don't care where I live, where I go. I get paid the most for trucking. I have student loans to pay. That's okay. See, right. So there's something in trucking for everybody. There's high pay. Absolutely. You can be gone and make good pay. You can be home and make good pay. It just depends where you live and what you want to do. New Bernie. Hello, you beautiful brother. Hey, what's going on, New Bernie? What's happening? It was quite an experience to be there and see 24 of our trucks loaded with 600,000 pounds of medical equipment and film the whole thing at GP Transco. It really is something. People should go watch that video. It is really amazing. Did you hear that Indiana passed in our house or whatever, that Indiana will be allowed to open carry without a permit? It went through. Yeah, but second had to vote. Yes, Indiana's going to just eliminate the need for a permit to carry a weapon with you because the Constitution doesn't say you need a permit. That's my opinion of it. So absolutely, they're going to go to what is legal finally, like all states should do. So I'm all in for that. Absolutely, right. So everybody arm it up. Right. Midlife Trucker, you broke 100. That's more wieners. Appreciate it. More wieners for everybody. Wieners for all of them. Thank you very much. Yes, absolutely. Drivers shouldn't have to drive 7 hours to make a living wage. James Sher, I agree with that. That's part of what I try to impress upon people, that it really, if you have to work 70 hours, especially locally, you're not really home much. You're 14 hours a day. You should get paid more. So drivers should just get paid more. You shouldn't have to work 70 hours to get by. I know. Well, part of it, and part of the other side of it, though, is like people over here. Like I said, the one driver, he's got 2 car payments. He's by himself. He's got a gigantic pickup truck. So people kind of back themselves into a corner. When you're paying $1,000 a month for cars, when you're by yourself, you kind of work yourself into that too. People, however much money people make, a lot of people, that's how much money they spend. And that's generally not a good plan. That's your Dave Ramsey minute. It was awesome. GP Transco. I watch that video all the time. I was going to pick up and haul that kind of load. That was really something. Percent of the gross is the most fair way to pay, especially now that 10% inflation is standard annual event. Let's go, Brandon. Gas today, $3.26. Just for a thing. Last year, 1 year ago today, $2.33 a gallon for gas. The worth of something is determined by the buyer. We're selling labor, especially. It is on us to not take those jobs. Midlife Trucker. Oh, that's very good. That's a good quote. The worth of something is determined by the buyer. Yes. Right. People ask, what's this thing worth or whatever? It depends what somebody will pay for it. That is very correct. Right. And when you sell something at a low price, that is all that you get for it. And so whatever that's very good. I mean, that's really something. Whatever you sell it for, that's what it's worth. So people take 30 cents a mile, then that's all that they think they're worth. Dude, I'm thinking that getting paid by the fry is the way to go. That would be the way to go. And a busy day there. Most over-the-road companies feel their pay is the best. I feel my pay is the best. It ain't over the road anymore. They all list highest pay, best pay. Depends. It's what's the best pay for you. Pay for my way to these places and expenses, and I'll go down to them and interview them. Come on down to the truck show. You'll be able to interview everybody. It's close to your house. Gemini tracks drivers abusing hourly pay, and I had a driver who ran 55 everywhere. He went, even on perfect conditions, he would get exactly 70 hours a week. The boss was going to let him go for loafing. I agree, right? And there's no reason with computers that can't be done. He is loafing. He should drive the speed limit if it's safe to do so. Absolutely. But the other thing that hourly allows you to do is slow down if it is not safe to do so. And you don't have to worry, I have to get this going because I'm not going to make any money today. And so the other side of hourly is safety, I think. Although it doesn't seem to stop people from speeding, because I feel like in Indy, I'm the only one going 55. Why aren't there more roller foods on this live feed? That's a good question. We need to get a roller wiener sponsor. I've watched your videos on Dot Transportation. I'm currently in the hiring process. All right. What is your current opinion of their operation? Thank you for your content. Well, I went over and visited Dot Foods over there in Mount Sterling. I don't know where you'll be going. And I love the place, right? I mean, just talking to the people, talking to drivers there, I really don't find anybody there that is not enjoying the place. So that's good. And all the extra stuff that they do for people, they're just doing things different than most companies. There are only, really great companies. There's probably 25 or 30 great companies. And that's, one of them, Dot Transportation. I was at Mount Sterling. They also have another terminal here on the other side of Indiana, Richmond, maybe. Let me know where you're going. Which one are you going to go to? Because if you're in Mount Sterling, tell them Mark said hello. I'm from 70 East York, Pennsylvania bound. Hey, Scott, what's going on? Fu Man Poo. That's very good. Any further info on the trucker in Northern California arrested for serial killings? Who was arrested for serial killings in California? Oh, I didn't hear about that. My wife probably knows about that. She follows all that serial killer stuff, so I don't know anything about that one. CRST said they would report it, but never did. Did they ever send you a bill for recovering the truck or anything like that? Even a single bill or anything, or did they just let it go? The doctor gets a commission for putting you on a CPAP. Well, I don't know that for a fact, so I wouldn't say that for a fact, but I kind of guess that the doctor there, considering how many people he puts on a CPAP at Schneider, it's got to be some kind of kickback on it. That's what I think. It just seems suspicious. Like, why are all the people there? You're 98 pounds, you need a CPAP machine? Really? There should be a Hobbs meter in the truck, and the driver should be paid whatever that meter's running, and they're on line 3. Oh, nice. See, I think the other way. I think you should be paid when you're in the truck, because the only reason you're in the truck is for work. So anything you do to benefit work should pay you. If you're sleeping in the truck, that still benefits your employer. So that's where I am on that. So $1,700 a week is minimum wage for 7 days. Kept it clean and Wiener, about $1,700. I have a CPAP, but it's probably legit. Wife says I snore like crazy without it. Bad part is my DOT medical card is only good for a year. You get extra physicals. Some people need them. Okay, certainly I agree. Some people need them. But when everybody needs them at a place, that just can't be. And I really don't think a doctor should be able to give you, make you take their advice, medical advice, if it's not your doctor. You should take that from your own doctor. Puxatawny Phil saw CRST working back to sleep for 6 more weeks. You'd go back to sleep for 6 more years. Sultan Murray High, we're turned down to work at Cheeseman. Of course, I asked the recruiter why, and she offered no excuse. Oh, well, I don't know what to say. Cheeseman may be choosy. Are they choosy at Cheeseman? Some companies have different standards, so why do you think you were turned down there? Because you know your background. No dude figured out local by the hour. That's the only way to go. There are people that are certainly on that 100%. I'm parked next to a TLGP Transco truck east of the Mississippi. Really? They're probably getting a message right now. Why are you east of the Mississippi? Who really wants to work 70 hours? We have people that are mad when they can't work 70 hours, and I'm like, that is a lot of work. And even studies show 50 hours or so. After 50 hours, you start getting tired and you're just not good anymore. So, but 70 is a long week. Our Schneider CPAP Mass Orange, they're probably logoed. Wieners for all, slogan at the manhole. Right? Remember, entrance only in the back door. Space trucking, that would be pretty good. Sherwin-Williams private fleet hauling paint to their stores, worth looking into. Home weekly or daily, depending where you are. Check that out. Yeah, it's 60-something cents there at Sherwin-Williams. You need a hazmat at Sherwin-Williams to haul paint. So all the trucks, they all have numerous placards on them on the trailers. You're going to need a hazmat to work there. Private fleet, though, nice. So only hauling your own stuff. People in 1910 had to work 73 hours to survive. We've become soft. I don't know. The problem is we've become conditioned to think like work has some kind of benefit other than being paid. What is the benefit other than you're making some employer rich? Working a lot of hours just makes you tired. So if you sold your labor for a higher rate, you wouldn't have to put in as many hours at a job, and you'd have more time to do the things that you want that can benefit society in some other way. Drivers do not have to work 70 hours. That's the max. Many people do not work that hard. That's true. Some don't work. They don't have to, but some do. And some want to, and some have to, because they have 6 cars or whatever, and they're single. And a huge house, where they back themselves into a corner and don't have any choice. And so that's a disappointment also. But that's their choice, of course. You didn't know they're orange? Why do you think Schneider called pumpkins? Yeah, they probably are orange. Good afternoon, GP Transco. I saw on Google a former driver for GP Transco who were disgruntled and had bad comments. I'm sure every company has bad comments. I would say that. People get disgruntled. Look, I've been here almost 20 years now, right at 20 years. We get people that leave in 3 weeks. I can't stand it. Every company is not for everyone. I don't work 70 hours for nothing. I make good bucks. Michael Swift. Yeah, always your choice. Silos, I make 26% of the load. I happen to I had the happiest I've ever been over the road. You don't have to worry about miles because you're getting a percentage of the load. When you get miles and then there's nothing to do, you have a problem. I guess you'd have that same problem if you got percentage. When I got percentage, which was many years ago on a flatbed, and I was an idiot, I didn't get paid anything for empty miles. I don't know if that's how it works today on flatbeds. Probably not. But they said, well, you get percentage. And so if you'd run empty, you got a percentage of the empty, which was nothing. And I'm like, this is awesome. Trucking is great. But there I was, I just started trucking. So I don't know that I would do that today. Midlife trucker percentage seems great. Now, 18 months ago, truckers were complaining about rates and wanting the government to investigate. Well, the other side of 26%, what if it's 90 cents? Or 80 cents. It just depends on what the rate is, too. Right now, yeah, $3, I'm in. And 80 cents a mile or whatever, yeah. Think about driving for GTS Transportation. Do you have any info on them? Kit Cook, I never heard of GTS Transportation. I wonder where they are. When in doubt, just press the to-go button. Just short of 2 years at Schneider. We used my 2-week vacation to find something else. I've gotten 11 cents raises so far, plus they gave me a 2022 truck. Really? All right, so at 2 years, how much you get a mile? Curious about that. At Schneider. And are you on a CPAP machine? Schneider recently had a training program encouraging us not to be racist. It was required. Hey, why don't they just encourage you not to be racist? Do they have to tell people that? Hey, could you not be racist? We'd really appreciate that. That'd be a good thing today, too. How about everybody not be racist anymore? All right, I will encourage that as well. Not sure which review you're referring to. It happens from time to time. It's something in the business we have to accept, considering the size. Yeah, GP Transco. There's going to be disgruntled people for one reason or another. I got to get to driving, I'm going to make the pickup today. Oh, you be safe, the anime trucker. All right. I drive 8 hours a day, and that's it. James Bass. If a company wants you to drive more than that, they could pay 1.5 times the cents per mile after 8 hours. That's an interesting way to do it. And so because you don't sell your labor at that rate, right? Exactly. So there you go. Do you still require 3 weeks out for Alabama? Oh, at GP Transco. All right. I'll do, let's see, where did I lost my spot? Not that that's unusual. Oh, am I way back there? Oh, I'll do 55 in California if I got paid by the hour. Can't move at less than 65. They won't pull you over for under 65. See, I'm just not speeding for a company. I'm not, because they don't pay me to do things that are illegal. That's my view on it. If they want something there sooner, they should dispatch it sooner. I'm not going to speed for them. That's how I take it. Since Indy is a 55er on there, I go 55er on Indy in the truck because they don't pay me to run illegal. And what can they really say to you? I would say, should I do illegal? Should I run illegal here? And what are they going to say? Yes. They're going to say no. See, this is the thing, Midlife Trucker. I'm going to be doing a paid 34 hours in California. I'll try and turn out some videos for my channel. Yeah, so you're paid 34. That's pretty nice and very unusual. Okay, GP Transco, yeah, 3 weeks out from Alabama. The best transportation companies have Monday through Friday work, company paid hotels, layover pay for all nights out, and company meal credit cards. Wow, a company meal credit card. The Wiener card. And you could then get a platinum Wiener card. Free wieners. I do more thorough pre-trips since I'm paid hourly and I don't mind getting things fixed. I sat at Kenworth for 12 hours last week, an easy day. Exactly. See, I think that's the other side of it. I think, because that's the first thing I do when I get to work is sign in. Nothing gets done if it isn't logged. That's what my take on it. So you're going to do a thorough pre-trip. Now, it doesn't mean you have to take 2 hours to do a pre-trip, but things can get looked at. And then the company can fix it, and you get paid for it. I'll be going to Dot Transportation in Burley, Idaho. Oh, all right, so I probably won't be there anytime soon. I live in Southwest Wyoming. All right. GP Transco won't hire me no matter how good my record is. GP will still reject me. Well, you need a year at least, right? And a good record to work at GP Transco. CPAP tech is junk science, James Bass. Well, I don't know, since I'm not a doctor, surprisingly. I don't know about that, but I think any medical care you get should always be from your doctor. If a DOT doctor that's giving you a physical has a concern, they should have to send you to your doctor or give you something for your doctor, and you discuss it with your doctor. And if your doctor says no, you don't need this, that should be the end of it. The person that sees you for 10 minutes giving you the different colored balls of yarn to see if you're colorblind, they don't know who you are. They don't know you. Your doctor's the one that sees you. So that's how it should be. That's what I think. CRC did send you a bill. Oh, I think most of it was for school. I was 2 months away from it being paid up, but they starved us for miles. $3,500 for team. What's the point of being a team at $3,500? And plus, I just don't understand a company that runs teams then doesn't give them any miles. don't they lose money too? My personal physician is Al Lewis. Al Lewis. So every truck driver was paid a minimum of $1,700. Where would that money come from? Higher shipping rates, maybe, but that would just get drivers to minimum wage for 7 days. It's 17.20 something or whatever with overtime. We don't hire people for no reason. We are selective in terms of safety record, hours of service, criminal record, professionalism. Absolutely. My company pays. You had 16 people last week, GP Transco. Do you have anybody in orientation this week? There was only one person that day I was there. One person, one lonely person. My company pays by the hour, but always sending messages to drivers not to speed. Oh, great. That's even better, right? Hey, slow it down. Oh, no problem. Well, that's the thing, though. If they pay by the hour, why would anybody be speeding? The CPAP is liability proof if you don't get in an accident. They could say he got sleep. Here's the proof. It's all his fault. We did not overwork him. Oh, that's interesting. The hammer. Maybe because the hammer got to him. So Wisconsin, the cheese hammer. There must be a cheese hammer in Wisconsin by the Schneider terminal. Back then, CRST paid 33 cents split. Whoa. 33 cents split. I notice I've not had a CRST driver. Come on, a solo driver that says they're making $90,000. That's what their ad says. CRST solo regional, $90,000. Waiting to hear from that driver. Cheeseman doesn't have many trucks open. They limit hiring to places they can get you home, midlife trucker, because there was just a study about that today. That's what's becoming more and more important to drivers. And I had this suggestion. I wanted to know what people thought about it. What if a company did this? Nobody's doing it. It's my idea. So it's probably crazy and off the shelf and weird and out of pocket. Isn't that what kids say? It's out of pocket. Mark, you're so out of pocket. So two drivers, and don't get freaked out until I say the whole thing. Two drivers share one truck. Okay? That one truck, you stay out 2 weeks and you go home 2 weeks. While you're home, the other driver's driving that truck. So from the company perspective, the truck doesn't have to stop rolling. So it helps the company make money. Because now when you're home, usually a road truck sits. So it's the same two people, same truck. And in case you're late by a day or something, whenever you get home, you get at least 14 days off. Okay? And each driver gets $1,000 a week salary. Now, it doesn't seem like much, but remember, you're off 26 weeks a year. You only work half the year. That gets drivers who don't want to do local work, because I get a lot of that. They can still be over the road, but only work half the year for $52,000. That gets you a lot of home time, and you could do whatever you want in those 2 weeks off. What do you think about a schedule like that? And the truck would actually run more miles because while you're home, the truck is running. It doesn't have to sit over weekends or whatever. The truck runs. What do you think about that? That's my idea. Let's see if that has legs and goes anywhere. Jonas Hazmat. All right, good. That's good. I work around 55 to 58 hours a week. Luke, that's not terrible, right? That's less than 12 hours a day. 70 hours is okay if you're getting your sleep. I just think it's a lot of work if you're home every day. That's 14 hours. Plus commute, you're not going to be off much. I guess I just value off time more than work time. The doctor at Schneider also moonlights at Stevens because they nail everyone for CPAP. It's $25 a week. See, that they charge you for it. That's the thing of it. And plus, do they have used ones? How nice is that? Oh, this smells like a Tipperillo. I showed up to our claw transport orientation in a dirty wife beater, jeans with holes in them and mismatched shoes. They called the cops on me flat away. Hey, okay, oh sorry. Just take anything. Just don't hurt us. Nice. I recommend you showing up in a full tux, like top hat, everything. Got my CPAP from the VA. I pay nothing for it. It's any supplies I get, some service-connected disability. It's not a lot, but better than nothing. Yeah, if they send it to you, absolutely. I mean, my dad used to get his medicines and stuff sent every month, and they'd send a bunch of stuff to him from the VA every month. So absolutely. I think that's a good deal for you. Probably way better than maybe what the company might be offering too. Let's see. In that case, give us a call. We do not hire out of Florida about a year, but we're back hiring from there as long as the driver's okay with staying out 4 weeks. Yeah, because it's just tough to get to Florida, right, with a van. In 1910, the productivity rate was extremely low, too. 4 weeks, I'm used to staying out 2 months straight and work and make more money for my family. All right, so you don't mind it then. 51 cents. All right, so that's not terrible right now. Although 2 years, you could do better, with 2 years. But that's better than I thought they paid. 50 someone says with CPAP. What if you don't use a CPAP? Maybe leaving, really? George Casinta may be leaving Mountain to go to another flatbed company, but it's not because of Mountain. I want to get into heavy haul, and Mountain doesn't do that. Mountain is a great company. Highly recommend. Oh, okay. All right. So it was furthering your opportunities. Maybe you should talk to them about starting a heavy haul division there. And I'm serious about that. Get that seed started right there. Tell them, look, I want to do heavy haul. Let's start it right here. I'll get this started for you. Seriously. Most states are 2 weeks at GP Transco. Some are 3, and Florida and a couple could be 4. George Cassandra, we've heard of good things about Mountain. Yes. Their tarp pay $100 a tarp a load. Oh my gosh. Cheeseman has the best home time of an over the road that I've seen. Most are 5 days, 5 and 2. Yeah, that is very good. And then if you're doing a 34 break, you get paid. They should advertise that more often. I mean, that is a big deal. Yeah, GP Transco. This is the Vice President of Marketing and Strategic Business Development, and that name wraps all the way around the other side of the business card. That is a long title right there. Piss poor planning. Look, Sergey's a great guy. Okay, so you're gonna love talking to him. James Bass, piss poor planning from dispatchers does not constitute an emergency for me as a driver. That's correct. That is their problem. Their problem is their problem, and problems that I want them to be their problem, you make their problem. That's exactly correct how it works. Mark, who, what, when, and where are you going to go visit and highlight a company? All right, so maybe next week, depending on the weather, may head to Indianapolis. I would go yell at Schneider for a few minutes down there. Plant and Wiener card from American Express. That'd be good. 10% off every Wiener. No pay and empty percentage, but I pull a lot of very high-paying loads, hazmat, and I work for a family company that teams me very well. I don't drive a lot at all in beautiful new truck. Okay, yeah, so it's still the same. I guess it would all depend at the end of the week how that comes out. I mean, I remember going to Chattanooga, and that load, $185, I'm going to say, paid out of Chicago, and that was for Monday. And you could get a Charlotte load sometimes, and that paid $210 for Monday from Chicago. And so from there, you'd have to deadhead somewhere to go get your next load, and that was always the problem. GP Transco, hey to JL Travels. If you call, ask to speak with John Alvarez. He's our senior recruiter and was a driver for 30 years. That is true. He'll be able to answer any questions you might have. He was there when I was there that day. Let's see. What do drivers get paid for referrals at GP Transco? I don't know if they have a referral program. Probably. The Wiener Cleaner Passport. That'd be pretty good. Bob Peterson, the president of Melton, came out in November. A video basically called Joe Biden out of touch and he'd never support a mandate. That's pretty good. He put that out on a video. That's good of a company to do that. Here's the thing about that. He would never support it. I wish it would have gone through only to see what he would do about it then. Would he follow it? Probably. I mean, let's be honest. He probably would. 301,000 from January to November. Wow. Okay, so it's $2,000 over there. All right. For referrals. Got it. 7 people in orientation. All right, GP Transco. Because 16, I mean, looking at that's a lot of people to put in 1 week. 7 this week. That rather than one lonely driver that week. Look in there. Hello. There's one driver at the end of that orientation room. This big, beautiful room. One driver in there. 7 people. All right. If you're on percentage, what about the Tesla too? They said those are coming out. Have you gotten a date when you're going to get your Tesla at GP Transco? Because Pepsi's supposed to get like 15 of them at the end of this month. So did they give you a date yet when your semi's coming? If you're on percentage as far as flatbed, you can refuse the load. It depends, right? Even as a company driver, if the money's too low, you could turn it down. There are your hours of service. Got to max that money. Well, if the company allows it, I guess you could, right? Made $34,000 in referrals at Cheeseman in 2021. Wish they had more open trucks. Tell them, look, please buy some trucks. I got to make some more referral money. So, yeah, look, if you refer people to your company, yeah, absolutely. Is Melton hiring? They're going to have at least one truck open, apparently. If you're driving a truck and you're not making at least $1,500 a week, you need a job. There's plenty of jobs to do that in, right? Melton is hiring. We take students and veteran drivers alike. He lets her a garlic before you go to the CPAP doctor. Make him work for it. I bought a crate motor for my 93 Chevy home truck. Little Peppy. Really? Like a Chevy motorhome? It's a great company, I might state, but I kind of want to get into wind energy and doing a heavy haul. I will tell you, look, go in and talk to him. Why can't you start that right there? Why not be the person that starts it for Melton? It doesn't start unless you get it started. CPAP tech is junk science and is well known as such by the VA disability. I worked this job for 15 years, and we all know it's junk science. James Bass. Yeah, I mean, maybe. That's certainly possible, but I would say I wouldn't want to take medical advice from somebody that's not my doctor. That's what I think. That's between you and your doctor, right? Any medical thing you get should be between you and your doctor only. That's it. Let's see. Where'd I go off to? Oh, I lost my spot. Right. That'd be cool to have Grandpa Munster for a doctor. Wait, one company for $50,000 for 24 weeks off. Yeah, what do you think about that? That's just my idea. Hang on. That's not a real company yet. I'm thinking it's a good idea. Like not sharing my truck with anyone. My truck is very clean, midnight trucker. All right. What if you had another clean person? I don't know. I'm just saying that. And because of the way you're paid, it probably wouldn't affect you as much because you're already off a lot. But what do you think about $1,000 a week, 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off? Rail has runs like that, 7 days on and 7 days off. Yeah, that wouldn't be bad too. Do they get $1,000 a week? That's what I'm thinking. My 2 weeks though maximizes the miles of the truck. They can get a little bit longer runs. And you kind of get 2 weeks off. That's pretty good. You're off for two. Like what if you got off now? You wouldn't go back until the 1st of February at the soonest. That's pretty good if you got home today. I was accepted at GP Transco. I'm happy about that. I'm glad that you like it there. Does Capital One accept EFS checks? I don't know about that. Capital One. What's in your wallet? Why is it so hard to get freight from Florida? You just can't get out of there. I was forever deadheading up into Georgia or somewhere else. Can bread bakers be fired for loafing on the job? Ugh. How many days off does GP Transco give per week out? Oh, there's a good question. We got to say we've had a number of good drivers leave our dry van operation, return a couple months later due to the extra work required for flatbed. It is work. People going into flatbed industry, it's work. Okay, so it's certainly you're going to get worked. But it keeps you in better shape, and I think it's a good mental workout. I've always thought it was a good mental workout. All right, 1 day out for a 1 week out. 1 day home. Oh, 1 week home. That'd be good. A good doctor actually is thorough. Backdoor doctors that take care of gunshots and knife wounds at 2 a.m. Backdoor doctors, like the doctor that they have at the manhole. You have free medical care. Flatbed can be tough. These tarps don't lift themselves, but I love it. I did DG for 2 years at Werner and love working. You're in then. And yeah, it's work. I would always ask the people to lift the tarps up for me on a tall load. I will say that. And generally they would do it. Open trailers where it's at. We're killing it. You're doing pretty good on it. Flatbed rate's really good right now. Where do you work? Well, it's good that I don't ever get asked that since I do the show every week at 12:30 p.m. Eastern time. Just to keep them out of my videos, I don't ever say where I work. Keeps them out of my videos, and then I can say whatever I want on there. Also, don't recruit for them. If you like your company, go ahead and recruit there, but that's just not going to be something I'm doing. That's for sure. Oh, and if you wear it, always make it a parrot. Put something on your head right now. And don't be holding your phone up taking pictures. Wear your blue parrot. Don't get tickets for easy stuff like this. There should be no tickets for this kind of stuff. My company's looking to hire 60 drivers by the end of the year. Wow. They need them to deliver on Decatur, Illinois, and Lafayette. You have stuff in Lafayette, Indiana? Where do you park in Lafayette, Indiana? Really? So you're really smart, and Cheeseman, are you a whiz? Oh, wow. I have a master's in loafing and suffer from moderate to severe gel. What's gel? Should I ask my doctor if caffeine suppositories are right for me? Maybe. Ask your doctor if they're right for you, and also the purple pill. If they had yards there, they would have more success. Yeah, what are you doing in Lafayette? Where are you hauling out of in Lafayette? Cheeseman had one person in orientation last week, my first referral. Nice. You got the place started. I was asking if there were really good benefits at Sherwin-Williams. Oh, he said, we got you covered. And I'd say, can I go anywhere? And he said, we cover the earth, right? Pay should be 33, 45, or 78. I will take the 78. And I have some 78 albums here from my grandfather. I have them in storage. I don't think I have a player for them, though. That's the problem. I don't have a player for these albums. What? Mark, you still have 78s? I do. They're thick. They're really thick. Joan Harper, I've got a few trucks leased on a small partnership. We all do whatever we want. My trucks are full. Really, Tesla cars are a joke. There's nothing more than a glorified golf cart. They're just driving around a big battery. At GP Transco, even as a company driver, you can reject the load. You just need a good reason, though. I don't like it. Is that a good enough reason? No, thank you. You know what? My 3 letters would be NYC. I got bored and tried fishing out of the window of my cab while I was driving. Guess what? I caught a stripper. A striper? A striper. My old doctor would play slow jams every time I come in for my appointment. Oh, yeah. Let's get it on. He plays that right. That's good. Should I sing that whole song? Take a vote on that. Do they have a pill for sleep apnea? Probably. Cat. We just had a cat on there. 52 a year, but half the year off. That's a pretty big cut in pay. That is, you work 2 days and you're off 115. Well, what if you worked 180? We're off 180 right in there. What do you think? And it's 2 weeks at a time off. I'm just suggesting, you have a different story because of where you are. You get a lot of time off and good pay. But what about, there are drivers making 60 to 70 that are gone all year. They're home 2 days a month and making that kind of money. So for them, I think that'd be an interesting way. And for the company then, that same company could run that truck all the time. It would only have to stop for service, where it doesn't have to take 2 days off, 3 days off here and there. That's what I'm thinking. GP Transco, no date on the Tesla Semi. Oh, too bad. Unfortunately, we will email you as soon as we know the date and come review it. Oh, that'd be great. I'll come up even in the middle of winter. So absolutely. We'll get the 4-wheel drive on the road and get up there. I wonder if Schneider was seeing during the Trump administration, orange van bad. All right. I like that Melton came out and spoke out. That's pretty good. Melton home time 1 week out, 1 day home. Okay, completely bankable. You earn days, you could spend as many as you have in the bank. Must get approval for 30 days at one time. No slip seat. They'll keep your truck for a month. Wow. Usually at some point, companies say, look, if you're going to be gone, even though you've earned the time, you got to give up your truck. Schneider could be the next class action lawsuit, could be the mandatory CPAP. Yeah, it doesn't, I don't see drivers doing it, though. They only mandatorily take the test, and then the doctor determines. That's what Schneider probably would say, too. They would say, oh, well, it isn't us making you do it. And let's see this here, right? Even though I'm not an attorney. They would say, well, look, we're not mandating it. The doctor's the one that says you need it. That's how Schneider would get out of it. State of Florida and Maine, there's nothing much coming out of there, right? You get up in that way, there's nothing around there. You got to come down to Vermont and get a Ben and Jerry's. Florida's a consumer state. They don't produce much of anything. Well, it's hard to produce much of anything when the average age is 93 of the residents, so you can't get people doing much there. Everybody's retired. Their oranges are quite good. That's exactly correct. Can't get oranges in a dry van. That's a problem, right? Capital One roller Wiener, what's in your buns? Oh, right. We can get what's her face from 13 going on 30 who does the commercials now to do that. That would be really good. I pulled 3 loads out of Maine in the past year with Melton. All lumber. Well, yeah. The mills up there are family owned. They're super friendly. They spilled my dog and gave him moose jerky. What'd the dog think about that? They go, here's some moose jerky for the dog. I bet the dog liked it. Honestly, drivers not making good money need to do like I did. Research before choosing. That's one thing drivers don't do. I just watched a video today from a driver working at Western Express. Surprise. He actually said, oh, I watched the videos of people saying how bad it was here, but I thought they were all lying. And then he goes on to say how bad it is there. 34 cents a mile is what he's getting. They don't give you 50 cents a mile, he said, until you get 1,600 miles. That's what he said. And so since he can't get those miles because they make him sit all the time, he's getting 34 cents. He was getting like 1,400 miles a week. So there you go. People do your research. Virginia, Maryland, check out PAM Trucking. Bulk haul dump truck. Company drivers, PAM Trucking. They have a contract with Tate and Lyle. Oh, to run loads out all their plants. Decatur and Lafayette are the only ones understaffed. Oh, nice. Tate and Lyle. The Syracuse Orange should sue Schneider. Hey, you can't use our color. They do a sleep study. Prime Incorporated has quite a few on the CPAP. Oh, are they like, Schneider's like known for it. I didn't realize Prime was doing that too. Do they make the independent contractors do one there? I don't know if Prime can mandate that. Maybe. Not an attorney. Maybe they could say to work here, you have to do it even if you're independent. These are our requirements. You don't have to give up your truck if you take extended home time at Melton, barring extremes. If you take 45 days, they may have you empty out the truck. But you've taken 18 days without an issue. And Bobtail, that's pretty good. Most places are usually 7 days that I've seen. That even if you earn more than that, no problem, but you got to leave the truck because they want the truck to run. That's why I'm considering this 2 week thing as like a benefit to a company where they can say, all right, we have 2 people in one truck and the truck just always runs. So no problem. When you come in, you're going home, the other person comes in, you'd meet him there and the truck takes back off with the load again. Could even be the load that you had. Florida has 4 women to 1 man. Odds are good, except they're 65 plus. Yeah, because all the men, why do men die before women? Right, because they want to. Right? Oh, hilarious. Because I can see that my wife's not out here. Sitting isn't a problem for me. I can't run any more miles legally. Right. Okay. See, so they keep you rolling. I just don't understand a company. Look, like CRST, if they're giving a team 3,500 miles, what is the point of having a team in the truck? A solo would like to run that. They'd be very busy and get way better pay. I don't understand sitting a driver, especially if it happens all the time. How does the company make any money doing that? Plus, the churn of drivers would be incredible. If people started getting 1,400 miles a week that are watching this right now, how long would you be at your company once you get a couple of 1,400 mile paychecks, even at whatever rate you are, even if you're getting a good rate? You're down to 1,400 miles for 7 days. You're not doing any work. You're sitting all the time. How frustrating would that be? And so this guy, of course, is quitting, and everybody else would quit. It just doesn't make any sense to me to do that. Heck was sitting around rolling tires as positive revenue. Right. 1,400 miles. You got a driver doing 200 miles and then sits the rest of the day? How does the company make money doing that? How about that part of it? Much less the driver who's going to quit. I'm throwing tomatoes at you for the bad joke. Oh, that was good. That was good. Come on now. Swift is known for hitting bridges. I'm surprised I didn't get a tomato zinging around the corner in here. Swift is known for hitting bridges. Schneider's known for getting stuck under them. At least Swift can get out. Don't give up your truck. Not sharing a truck with another man, it's just not natural. I'm not saying you both got to be in there at the same time, but I'm just trying to benefit the drivers and the company at the same time. The company's got to make money too, or nobody works. So I'm not opposed to companies making a profit. Absolutely. So if drivers want to be home, that's what another article said. Here's a way to get drivers home, but also keep the truck running actually more than if you just have one driver in it. Because the two you meet, switch out, and boom, the truck takes off again. The CB and all that can stay in there. Nothing has to leave the truck. The two of you work on getting all that stuff in there or whatever. And the truck continues to roll all year. The truck could put more miles on it than a solo driver. So the company would end up making more money because each driver, you're actually paying $104,000 between the two drivers as salary, but the truck's going to make more money. It doesn't have to sit around. Like if you banked up 10 days off, 18 days off, the truck sits 18 days. Under my program, what I'm thinking of, the truck rolls those days. It continues to roll and comes back for you after you're off at least 14 days, and it's time to come back in, and the two of you would coordinate it. I think it works out good for companies. I don't know if companies think it's a good idea. If Rail's doing it, I think that's good. I wonder how many people they get to do it. I really would like to be interested in that. And not sharing a truck, you'd take all your bedding and stuff home with you. That wouldn't be any problem. I'm not leaving my SpongeBob, sheets there. Did you see the truck with the tree stuck on the side of the trailer? No. What's all this? Is this one of these accidents on the East Coast? There were so many trucks out on the East Coast getting in accidents. I didn't understand it. Why are we not parked? There's all these problems. Constant problems. So why are we not? Look at this cat. This cat's got the right idea, right? Just lay down, relax through the weather, take a day off. The roads are turning green again back out there. I didn't understand drivers being out in the weather. It didn't make any sense to me. Is your wife feeling better? Yes, thank you. She's doing much better. She has an appointment this week to go see a surgeon. So that should be good. She'll be going in for surgery to get herself fixed up. But doing better now. Thank you. What kind of services are you going to offer with your new truck club or union or fellowship? Well, as we get members, the first thing I'd like to do is get an attorney on board to help people with legal questions and to write lawyer letters because so many people get their checks stolen from them. And we're going to change the industry. I'd like to work together with everybody so that companies that are paying 34 cents, see, that they need to hear about that from places. We need to get into articles, okay? So I'm going to go yell at companies. I'm going to get a bullhorn. We're going to go out there and yell at them and get the press out there, the press involved. There's another article. The ATA says we're 80,000 drivers short. Why not? And the Trucking Alliance had a thing. Why don't they come and talk to me? Because I'm just me. But now in an organization, that's more than me. Now they talk to more than me. We'll get noticed. And that's how we make changes. We can't just sit back and say, well, I'm working with Congress to change regulations. That takes forever. It takes forever. We'll get all that stuff out there as more people come on board. Absolutely. I got 70 cents. And plus, I don't want to know what people think too. Let me know what other things should we do together. I have the Bill of Rights up there at Trucking Answers Nation. There's a Bill of Rights up for drivers. Should that be added to? What do we need to do with that? I got 70 cents per mile, 3,200 miles one week on my company. Imagine if you got 1,400 miles that week. That's $900. So isn't that pretty good? $980. If you can pick up a part-time gig on the week off, Lyft or Uber, you could, right? Roger Penske, you can take your 2 weeks and do whatever you want with that also. You're going to get $1,000 a week every week, including your off weeks. So you're home, boom, 1,000. Boom. Next week home, boom, another 1,000 every week. And I know people would say, well, Mark, 1,000 isn't much. All right. So I'll pay you 2,000 for each week you work and nothing when you're off. Would that be better? See, it's the same money. You're getting half the year off because a lot of drivers just do not want to go local. They don't want to do a lot of stops or do local work. Well, here's a way to stay over the road, but still have more off time for some people. And that would keep a truck rolling at a company. And they might be more likely to get people to do it if they didn't have to be out, for except for 2 days a month or something like that. Maybe they're only work 2 weeks and then they're off 2 weeks. Would that be something drivers might like to do? 80,000 short, that's not a driver short, it's a driver retention problem. Oh yeah, it's only certain companies that are 80,000 drivers short, right? There's only certain places that are that short. It keeps going up. Every time they talk to the ATA, they talk about inflation. That inflates all the time. 20 companies have now signed up to hire people that are under 21, although the government would not name who they are. So 20 places are signed up for that. The change needs to be educating drivers. Good companies will have full trucks. Bad companies will be hurting. Yeah, good companies just have a small turnover like everybody does. People leave for various reasons, move or whatever happens, and just a few people here and there. Where, terrible places have this gigantic 100%, 150% turnover. Can you imagine how much that costs? Western, look, if you have given people 1,400 miles a week, why hiring more people if that's all the miles you have? Let everybody quit until people get miles that, they can sustain themselves. 34 cents at 1,400 miles for a week out? Who does that? You can make that a Hobby Lobby, okay, for 40 hours. $500. Kelly, I've already signed up. I appreciate that. You'll be the official chef of the place. Good companies are paying more than $52,000 a year now, midlife trucker. They are. They do pay much more than that, but I'm saying you're getting half the year off. You're getting 2 weeks off at a time, straight, 2 weeks straight minimum. When you're home, you'll be home at least 14 days was the idea. Maybe it's a bad idea, which is certainly possible. I have plenty of bad ideas, so that might be one of them. So, possibly. It was just an idea to get drivers with more off time and still get over the road. We're not short of drivers, just short of driver pay. Well, and they talked about this at companies. They did another study at companies that have been raising pay, and it turns out the more pay that they raised, the less work drivers did. They would take more time off. So that's where they came to that conclusion. They said that the productivity went down of the truck because drivers would take off more time. So as soon as they earned enough money, basically, they'd take more time off. So the drivers ended up with the same money. They got more miles, so they could take more time off. And the truck sat more, and so the company lost productivity on the truck by raising driver pay. So I thought, all right, how do we get the truck to be more productive? And, okay, well, let's run the truck 24/7 and just have the driver switch out so the truck doesn't sit. And I thought, this is one way to do it. Maybe it's a bad idea. John's missed it. I'm sure you were firing people, and there was a long list. So welcome. Here's some advice for some of those that don't like local. Get a divorce and sell the kids into slavery in Iraq. Well, that's one thing you could do, I think. That might be a little radical of an idea, but I suppose that's a possible idea. It sounds like that driver's talking about McLeod Trucking of Decatur. Doing Tate and Lyle back and forth from Decatur to Lafayette. Oh, do they do that? All right. McLeod Trucking. Yeah, I've seen their trucks around. Actually, I've seen an ad for them. That must be the tanker part, right? Because tanker paid more. I think it paid $2 an hour more if I remember the ad. They've always run ads thinking about it. So, yeah. What is the name again of this? Of which it's United Federation of Company Drivers is the organization. You should go over to the Facebook page if you're on Facebook and sign up for the Facebook group. It's a private group, so you have to be let in. That takes a little bit of time, so give me a minute to get over there. And we'll do that, get you in there, and otherwise sign up for the organization. And the idea for this 2 weeks is just my idea, to get companies to get their trucks to be more productive and give drivers the time off that it seems like they want. And so it's $1,000 a week, yes, but you only work half the year. And you could work, if you wanted to, like Uber on the other half. Right? It actually ended today, but last week Uber here had a deal. 10 runs, $100. That's a one-time thing. And every run, $6 extra for the week. So if you did 10 people, that's 100 plus 60, because 6 times 10 is 160. Plus you'd get at least 12 per ride here in Lafayette. That's another 120, so 280 for 10 people. That would take 3 to 4 hours to do here in town. That's $70 an hour, okay, for that time. So I know that there's money to be made if you'll work the bonuses correctly for Uber. So that kind of stuff is possible. So if you did that on your off time, you could make a little extra money too. In my area, the pay is way lower than that. All right. Well, so then that might be something that's attractive to people. How about emergency fuel delivery? Tire repair, light repair, lockout service? Yeah, there is already that. I see ads, at least in Indy. You can do it with your own car. I don't know how that works. Maybe in a pickup truck you carry gallons of gas or whatever and repair people's tires. Yeah, that's certainly possible. Too many drivers focus only on cents per mile, more home time, and treat drivers with respect. Yeah, I know. People are chasing a cents per mile, but what matters is how much you make a week. Look, this Western driver, say he was making, I don't know, $1 a mile. He still only would have made $1,400, although that's not bad. That's still not great for all that's sitting around. You know, what do you make at the end of the week is really, you know, what matters. Are you making $1,200 a week and then, you know, 15, 18, 3,000? What is it? What is it? Because somebody makes 2 cents a mile more, that doesn't mean they make more money. You know, and maybe they treat you like garbage at that place. Yeah, you get 80 cents, but they talk down to you every day. So I'm not all about that. I used to do flatbed work in my younger day, and I remember going home on the weekends feeling strapped. That's nice. I got paid. Are only paid members in the group? No. Midlife Trucker. I think everybody could join the Facebook group. I want to hear from everybody there. I'd like everybody to be there. Sorry, I can't join until Wednesday. In fake book jail, send me a roller wiener with a file hidden in it. Really? Nice. Don't get in jail in there. On the phone with GP Transco. I'm highly interested in their company and how they run. Yeah, talk to them. Look, they'll answer all your questions. Also, their website at GP Transco, which is, I think I have that on there too, right? All the information is right there. It isn't like call us and we'll tell you, or best pay in the industry. It's all listed. How you get paid, everything. It's all right there. They're very upfront about it. And I think all companies should be. Whatever your pay is your pay. So just be upfront about it. Why do you have to hide everything? If it's 40 cents, 80 cents, whatever, just be upfront. Here's what you're going to get paid. It's like the only industry where you got to kind of fight the company for them to tell you what you're going to get paid. I see so many ads. Hey, great pay, apply here. It doesn't even have a way to figure out how much you're going to get paid. Just great pay. I would never apply to a place until I know what I'm going to make, how it works, how often I'm going to be home. I need all those questions answered. Come on. Every company should do that. I don't talk down to my employees. I beat them with belts. Exactly. Al Johns, I heard you only call them by number also. You said they're actually not people. They're only a number. So you only address them by their employee number, even in person. That's very good. Uber works if you live in the city. I live out of the country, and there is no Uber where I live. Creature. I will tell you, it's worth driving. You know, it might be worth driving. So, like, say you lived out in the middle of no place. You could drive to Indianapolis. Say you drove in 2 hours, spent the day there. 10 hours. All right. So you make $300-400 in 10 hours and drive home. 14 hours, you make $400. That's more than a lot of drivers make in that same amount of time. It could be worth it. Maybe not full time, but it's worth it, you know, depending on where you live and stuff like that. It can be worth it. Captain Flatbed, how travels? I've even heard from a couple drivers at their truck stops. They all seem to be satisfied. I never heard of that place. Joan Harper, I sent my request. All right. Now it's raining in upstate New York. Good. At least it's not snowing. Many companies say up to so much a mile. That the up to is a warning. Yeah. What does that mean? Up to. Well, how do I get that? Well, it's 80 cents, but really the base pay is 25 cents. And then you get 15 cents for this and 9 cents for that and 7 cents in a minute. No. I mean, come on. Just be upfront with what you pay. That's all. Don't make it hard to figure out what you pay. The harder it is to figure out what a company pays, I think the sleazier they are. They're going to be hiding a bunch of stuff. If somebody calls and what do you pay, they should say, here's what we pay, because that's what they pay. It shouldn't be a secret. And it's not like some kind of problem. Companies find that, well, you need to apply or whatever. Why is it a problem if somebody wants to know what you pay before they work there? That would be at any job. Wouldn't you ask them what they pay if you wanted to go work somewhere? Say you want to work at Meyer. Okay, would you just apply, or would you say, what does it pay to work here? Kind of thing. What do I have to do to work here? I thought I heard FMCSA to start logging 5-hour energy. I think some people need to. They drink so many of them. Competitive pay means you got to compete to figure out how much we pay. Yeah, competitive pay in the industry. What does that mean? Who are they competing? Plus, who are they competing with? We're competing with people that hire, non-I-9 people. Just to be honest, I never beat anybody with a belt. I was feeling guilty about the last post. Well, I did get a couple emails from people there, but they did say it was a thin belt. There's also several GP Transco drivers in the stream right now. Yes, that is true. I don't do Facebook. Just tell me what the initiation fee via email. I will send you a check. All right, I appreciate that. That is at the that's on the website, truckinganswersnation.com/UFCD, and we're going to get a special. It'll have its own email pretty soon here. Talking to Johnny in recruiting and getting the vice president of marketing from GP Transco to call me back. Oh, nice. Vice president of marketing. I don't know who that is. So I didn't, I might have met that person when I was there. I was there for the day. I did a video about my basketball exploits there. I'm sure I didn't want to show too much of that. I didn't want to intimidate people too much with all my basketball prowess. So they have a big basketball court there. So you can go check that out on the channel too. And I'll be one-on-one anybody, anytime, anywhere, anytime. Cheeseman Pay is on the website, but it's a bit confusing because the cents per mile stop handling layover. But at least it's posted where they say, all right, this is what we pay for this, and this is what we pay for that. Some place won't tell you. And then you call them like, well, you're going to make this much a week. Well, how do I make that much a week? All they have to do is be upfront about it. If I call and ask, what is detention pay, for example, they should just tell me. All right, whatever the policy is, after 24 hours, you get $10 or you get $100 a day, whatever it is, they should just be upfront and tell you what it is. That's all. GP Transco, it's good. If the lines are busy, it means recruiters are on the phone. Recruiters are standing by. You can leave a message or simply go to our website and fill out a short app. John will call you back soon. And you can play basketball up there. Brian probably has to leave. They probably make at least the machine. For example, JL Travels, I stay out 6 weeks and take 6 or 7 days off and live in Oregon, and they're very good at getting me home. Oh, nice. Just got off the phone with GP Transco. They sound like a great company. Vice President is Sergio. Oh, there you go. Amazing. GP Transco is going to run. Thanks for another good show. All right, thank you, GP Transco. Thanks for being here. For other people that would like to call, operators are standing by, and if you call right now, operators may call you back. So there's the number right there. Give them a call. Operators are standing by for your call. And let's see. So as I go over here, and also don't forget to, if you wear it, make it a parrot. All right, get that thing on your head today. And it's not a paid holiday for me, so we are headed out as normal. And also check out Cheeseman too. Right? How about getting paid for a 34-hour break? Have you ever heard of such a thing? It's possible that you can get paid for all your time. You just got to do a little research. Take a few minutes to do some research. Fleet Nav Systems was here today, which I appreciate. Geotab experts, Cash is King Trucking, also here today. All right, check out that. Don't forget about Jay at Auto Transport Intel. All right? And don't forget about the United Federation of Commercial Drivers. Go check it out. See what you think. Look at the Bill of Rights. Let me know what you think. Let's get this going, and let's change trucking. All right? We're going to take action and change trucking. And it takes members to take action. Like the ATA is membership-based, and that's why the press talks to them. So we need members to take action. That's exactly how it works. And so there you go. That's the idea. That is the idea anyways. Because if we don't do it, then we don't do it. Is this an infomercial? Only if the live show at 3 a.m. is an infomercial. because then if you wait, you can get double your pay. Florida changed the state flag to senior citizen for the steering wheel with two hands on it and the left turn signal on. We get $23.60 for detention pay, but the better part is we are rarely detained, midlife trucker. Yeah, the key is to not actually be detained, right? That's what companies, that's the other thing about companies. Okay, so they're paying $23.60. Some companies don't pay it, and they're like, well, we hardly ever get it. I'm like, well, then why wouldn't you pay something for it if it's so infrequent? And then a company might say, oh, well, if you call in, we'll see what we can do. I don't think it should be that, because then the dispatcher's friend might get more. You don't get any because it depends who you call. They should just have a rate. Okay, here, $23.60 is what we're going to pay you. You rarely get it, but if you do get held up, we're going to compensate you for your time. That's all that people are asking for. That's all I'm saying. Okay, I'm held up. You pay me. Everybody, we're all fine. That's great. None of this, oh, well, we might try to pay you or whatever. I don't like any of that, because then sometimes like, well, we can't pay you this time. No way. I bought the Power XL 1500 for the truck. Made the best steaks in there. Almost already baked chicken thighs. Now, did you soak those chicken thighs in NyQuil like they're doing on the TikToks? That's what kids are doing. It's worth the money. You will find more cents per mile. You'll be running a lot less miles. Yeah, some of it depends, right? Because you get a lot of cents per mile doesn't mean necessarily you'll make more a week. Necessarily. I wouldn't go just for the highest rate per mile, because that doesn't tell you anything. How much do you make a week? Have a good week, Mark. George Wilson, thank you. It's a fun show. Thanks, Joan Harper. It's fun because everybody like you is here. Okay, we can't do this show just by myself. It would just be me and the cat, and she slept through the show, as we see. I don't even know where she is today. 18 to 21-year-olds are coming soon. I'm okay with that. They drive a car. We send them off to war. Absolutely. Let's let them drive a truck. I mean, they will actually be trained more than a 21-year-old, which is something. Weed smokers don't need CPAP. No, their eyes are open to everything, man. Yeah, man. Anyone seen Cash King? Did he miss the live show? He was here. George Costanza, he was here on the live show. Absolutely. So, Michael Swift get paid by the hour. That's at least thing you're paid for your time. You don't have to worry about sitting at all. But I see on the road, as long as you're paid for all your other time, you do get a lot of lines on your check. As long as you understand them and they're clear about it, you're paid. Here, detention paid. All right, here's what it pays. That's how we do it. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm in. Right now I'm into work, though, apparently. So I will have to head out. George Costanza, thanks for being here. Everybody that wants to, right, go to the Facebook page of the United Federation of Commercial Drivers, and just join the page if you want. Well, you can all discuss stuff, what's going on there. Aviator Trucker, thank you for being here. Kelly Patterson, thank you for being here. Jail Travels, let me know what you think over there. Right? I mean, let me know what they have to say. I will tell you, they'll be upfront with you over there. That's for sure. So that's how they work it there. Al Johns, thank you for holding the people under your thumb, because they need it, right? They need that kind of discipline. Cassius King Trucking, thanks for being here today. John Zablack, okay, thank you for being here. And we finally got connected for sure. Captain Flatbed, yeah, running in Lafayette. All right, let me know where you're parking. We'll go say hello. Come out and see me at Meyer. Michael Swift was here. So that's where I'm going, though. I'm going to head on out of here. Roger Penske, thanks for being here. Sultan Murray, thank you for coming in today. And let's see, James Bass was here. SM was here. Chris76 was here. Flat Highway was here. Thank you for being here today. And I'm going to head on over to my place, or before they gripe at me, which they'll do. Although I don't answer, so they kind of gripe at, whatever I got going on there. But that's how it works. We'll see you on the Facebook page. There's Trucking Answers Facebook page. Don't forget about that. There is Trucking Answers, the podcast, every Tuesday, Friday, weather permitting. And more videos right here. So that's what we're doing. Be safe in all this weather. I mean,